success story.
A Japanese rocket that was supposed to put a satellite into orbit exploded shortly after this morning's liftoff.
Online video showed the rocket, called Kairos, blasting off from a mountainous area in central Japan, but the rocket exploded mid-air within seconds. Masakazu Toyoda, Space One company president, told the media it's been confirmed that fragments of the rocket's fuselage fell within the premises of Spaceport Kai and that the fire had already been extinguished. No third-party damage had occurred. I'm Charles de la Tesma.
Tesla CEO Elon Musk is visiting the electric car maker's first European plant as production resumes at the factory just outside Berlin after about a week. A suspected arson attack cut power to the plant. The head of the employee council says that Musk is expected to be at a team huddle with the employees. News and analysis, townhall.com. Missouri politicians taking action against illegal voting.
Some state lawmakers are taking extra steps to prevent non-citizens from voting over their concerns that illegal border crossings could lead to voter fraud. It's already illegal for non-citizens to vote federally, but more than a dozen states are considering double-checking voter rolls against driver's license records to catch potential non-citizens registered to vote. States, including Missouri, are trying to put U.S. citizen stamps on driver's licenses to help identify non-citizens. Missouri Democrats, however, say the effort is a waste of time and not needed. Keith Peters reporting.
The head of the UN's Atomic Agency tells local Japanese officials at a meeting in Fukushima that the ongoing discharge of treated radioactive wastewater from the ruined nuclear power plant has met all safety standards. Any restrictions on products from the region are not scientific. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That'll be me, Mike Winters. Happy middle of the week, everybody.
Yes, sir.
It's going to be windy today.
It's going to be windy. It is going to be, I believe we have red flag warning.
Yeah, transition day. It's like tomorrow night.
And a happy transition day to you.
That's right. That's what it is. Weather-wise, we went from sunny and 70s and beautiful to now it's going to be sunny, 70s, and windy.
Oh, I was thinking that tomorrow morning it's going to be Michelle and Shauna in the morning.
But tomorrow night we got like rain chances it starts at like 40%. I think it goes like 70% from Thursday, Friday, and into the weekend too.
The switch is on.
Yeah, so.
I've officially made that decision to turn my my thermostat down to about 58, so that it no longer activates. So I've basically given up on the heater for the rest of the wintertime. And it was cold this morning, but I made the sacrifice because when I got home last night or yesterday, it was hot.
Yeah.
My whole house. I'm not to that point where I'm ready to turn my ACs on yet, but man, it was warm in there.
See, ours is set up so it's like a...
I have an indoor garage and I get to store my car inside.
We get it, Mike. You're a made man.
Sorry, I didn't mean to brag on my air conditioning.
Yeah.
But But the way ours is...
I have a Bluetooth speaker, so I don't have to set my cell phone next to the shower when I take a shower.
I'm not about to brag. I'm actually about to complain. Okay. But our thermostat has it's like a set. The way it's set, it's like a window. So it'll keep it between 68 and 70 or whatever it is. But it always goes to the high or low end depending. So when you get home, it's always like 70. I'm like, no, I want it down cooler, or I want it. But it works the other way too. It's like, but then in the middle of the night, I'm like, man, it's 65 in here. No wonder I'm freezing. So
shivering when you get to go to the bathroom.
And I myself just want to put it at one temp. 68, leave it there. Whatever it does, it does. My wife doesn't like doing it that way or something. I don't know. So she leaves it to where it puts it in this window. And sometimes it's great. Sometimes you're like, man, it's hot. Or man,
that's
cold.
actually kind of new for you because historically speaking, in the winter's household, it's usually a temperature that you could store meat.
Yeah.
You guys used to like it real cold in your house.
To be honest, now that I'm getting older, I get chilled easier. And in fact, I have no
you lose
hair.
the layer of hair and that layer of blubber in between the skin and the muscle tissue.
Like in my more recent years, I find myself using the blanket more now in the living room where I used to not.
I'm going to
just
get you
hang there on the chair,
right,
waiting for others to claim it.
I'm going to get you like a Snuggie, but like a prescription Snuggie. Like it's necessary. My doctor recommends this.
I would use it. Doctor recommend. I'd be everywhere in it. But
by the way,
yes,
I got to give a shout out to Miss Shauna Herring.
Okay,
we found out yesterday at my daughter's. We had her transitional meeting from elementary to middle school.
Yeah,
found out that she is an avid listener of Mornings with Mike Winters.
Nice.
Rather enjoys our morning banter.
Well, so does her husband. Too.
Yes, he does.
They both. So usually it's the guys.
He was there too, but he zoomed in. So.
Usually guys get us. Women, it's hit or miss.
Just saying, we have cross gender support.
See, it's proof a woman does like us.
Show my kid's mom. See, it's possible. Wait till the funny wears off.
Well, hopefully she has a good day at work today.
Yes,
enjoy your day.
Enjoy your day.
And if it sucks, hopefully we did something to brighten it up a little bit.
But yesterday was successful. We got a whole bunch of good information, and we know the next steps.
So, your eldest daughter has to make that first big life transition.
Gonna have a kid in middle school.
That's right, man.
Like, this is how much of an elementary school parent I am. I assumed that the half days went through to middle school. Not high
they're
school,
done.
obviously, but no, those are done.
That's right.
Because I was like, well, what time does middle school get out? She's like, normal time. I'm like, oh yeah, I've been an elementary school parent.
Welcome to the real world, kids.
The cool thing is as one leaves, one is going straight in.
Yeah.
Like, one's going into kindergarten. So it's like Hunter's like a legacy.
Yeah. Too bad we can't speed up his process because if you timed it right, but you can't.
Yeah.
Middle school's only so long. Now he's going into middle school and she's going into high school.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
It's off a couple of years later. So, however, by the time your oldest will be like a senior, I think that would be right the time Hunter's rolling in as a freshman, right?
I think that'll be right about the time that that the pill addiction kicks in because I can't take it anymore. Yeah, that's right about that time. Yeah, it's that sweet spot.
Yeah.
When I have all the puberty in my house,
and then they're gonna have at least 2 little cars there because by that time Rand will be driving, and then they're all gonna be the same.
Yeah, exactly.
Same cars,
subcompact. Yep.
Maybe different colors, because Rand's gonna want like pink or something.
Because we like to rally car on the weekend, Go out and drift.
Just see the driving.
No, I got to get my kids smart cars, so I have the dominant.
That's right. Well, I got all the room. Come on.
That's right.
You can afford to bring your phone with you. Come on.
Yeah, see, feel that? Yeah, stretch out. It's nice, huh?
That's right. 1.2 extra cubic inches of space. Well, happy Wednesday, everybody. Yes, it is going to be a day of weather changing for us here.
Indeed.
But I hope your day's going well so far. If not, it's only 7 o'clock in the morning. You got a lot of time to turn her around.
You do indeed. So. We are still technically in wintertime.
I know.
Spring doesn't spring until March 19th.
Well, and it's a hot mess in my head because in our marketing world, we're already doing like ads. Summer's coming.
Spring into savings.
But I've even hit a couple summers coming already.
Oh, yeah?
And I'm like, we're technically in winter still, right? I know it's March and it feels nothing like winter, but officially I think we're still in winter. But yeah, so my head's all between time change and me doing ads for summer, and I don't know what's going on time-wise right now. I'm like, are we on Earth still? I don't know.
Right.
So happy winter, spring, pre-summer.
That's right. Yeah. And remember, spring into savings.
That's right. And it is 7:13, not 6:13.
I haven't sprung into anything in my adult life. Like I can't say I've ever sprung into a store. I'm not a springer.
I have sprung.
Generally, I saunter.
I've sprung out of things.
I mosey on in.
Yeah,
that's what I do.
I've sprung out of things, not sprung into things.
No, I don't think I've ever sprung out of. Actually,
none of your friends have done anything, and just
one time I did have to spring out of a cardboard box that I accidentally thought I could get out of. But yeah, I had to spring out of that one.
Yeah, that could be.
Got a torn a pulled rotator cuff on that one, but yeah.
But then you go to the doctor, explain it. It's like I was trying to fit in a cardboard box. You got to make up something else. It was banditos in an alley, and I fought off 10 of them.
I don't know why this reminded me, but did you see? This was like a couple of months ago, right at the beginning of the year. There was a video that was circulating. It was some kind of party. There was a guy, like a full-grown, like my size guy, who somehow, you know, those big terracotta vases that like you see at like like fancy restaurants, those big ones. For whatever reason, this guy decided to get into this vase and crouch down and fit his whole body into this vase.
Okay.
Which it was possible, thanks to physics, to get his whole body wedged into the vase.
How about out?
He could not get out. The video is hysterical. It's like 3 minutes of a grown man being like, "I'm trying to get out. Don't you think if I could get out, I would?" And then, like at one point, they set it on its side. And he's trying to like wedge him. It's just so funny.
So they have to break it, or do they end up getting him out?
I'm pretty sure the end result, because they never show it in the video. The end result was they did have to break it, and the guy had to pay for the vase. That was the problem. Was they didn't want to break it because those things are like 500. They're tons and tons of money. I think that one's like a couple, maybe like 1,000 or so.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was the last, resort to get this guy out. But they had like groups of people trying to unwedge this guy. He was in there.
Stick to mattress boxes.
They're safe to play in.
If that big mattress got in there, I can get in there.
I don't know, man. I've seen those commercials now. They get those, like, with shipping and stuff, they get those mattresses down to where they're like a business card.
That's my point. I'm like, at least it's cardboard. You get stuck. If you have to break it out, it's not too expensive.
You guys, whoever is packing and shipping mattresses, they'll have, like, the holy grail of vacuum
and that's
technology.
What makes me laugh. Because every one of those commercials that talk about shipping the mattresses to you, they say if you're not satisfied, return it 90 days. I'm like, how am I going to return this? Because there's no way I'm getting that back in that box.
Look, I'm not going to get a California King back into a playing card box like you guys did.
So I always loved that, but I was like, well, I love your purple mattress, but is your purple mattress going to fit back in that box if I don't like it?
Just some guy with his whole mattress in a plastic bag in the kitchen trying to use his vacuum.
I'm surprised there's not a TikTok video of some guy trying to crowbar one of those mattresses back into the box.
I assume they'll come and pick it up because I'm not shipping this.
I'm just saying. I see a slight, problem in their guarantee.
Honey, come in here. I need you to hold this down while I fold it over.
Right. Well, if you didn't like us before, you're really going to hate us when you have to pack this bad boy back in here. So, let me give you the rundown for today's show. We do have a full slate for you for today. Here in just a few minutes, we're going to play our interview. Janine Best with the Chaves County Federated Republican Women joined us to invite you and me and everyone out to their next Chaves County Federated Republican Women meeting, which will be next Wednesday at the Convention and Civic Center. And they got a pretty good one on tap for you. So we'll talk about that here in just a few.
Yeah, and especially you. Flashback to Lamb Chop's play along.
Or Romper Room, if you remember that. When she had her magic mirror. And I see Bobby and Joey, and I see you.
Yep. Yeah, especially you.
They said Mike was such a big deal.
Sean never gets that kind of a run, you know?
Mike gets it every once in a while.
Nowadays, you hear Sean. Back in the day.
Yeah, Mike's been like the popular name for men for like 100 years or something like that, or in the top 5.
Yeah, you had your time. It's my turn.
Well, I think we're still there. We're timeless.
We're still in the age of Mike.
We are timeless. In the 8 o'clock hour, about 8:15, Superintendent for the Roswell Independent School District, Brian Luck, will join us, recap the highlights from their last school board meeting, which took place earlier this week.
I heard rumors.
Yeah. We'll find out if that's true, I guess, on
an early start to the school year, possibly.
Yeah, allegedly. I don't know. We'll see. We'll hear from the horse's mouth here in just in an hour or so. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, Clarissa from the United Way is going to join us. They've got their big fundraising event they do every year at United Way with their big, it's around St. Patty's Day, big Get Lucky, Wear You Green, and do all that. Eat corned beef and cabbage, their big St. Patrick's Day fundraising event. Well, that's right around the corner. So Clarissa's going to come in and invite folks to get on out and be a part of that and help United Way as they help many, to quote Commandant Lassard or Police Academy, many organizations in our community. Some people like, what? Who? And then there's people like, woo, we just busted out a Police Academy reference.
That's the thing. With the obscure references, you're only getting 1 or 2, but for those 1 or 2, that's everything.
We're making their day.
That's right. It's the reason they tune in.
It's okay. I hear they have a good salad bar. All right, it is 7:19. Let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. It looks like we do have some rain coming up Thursday night and Friday. In the meantime, just sunny, windy, and warm today. A few gusts around 40 miles an hour. Afternoon high will be in the upper 70s. Overnight, a few clouds, low to mid 40s and windy, and then sunshine at upper 60s for the afternoon high on Thursday. Showers get here late Thursday night, and then a few scattered showers on Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 57 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 24% with winds out of the southwest at 18 miles per hour. Today's that windy day. We got the red flag warning that's going to take effect, is in effect right now, and will remain in effect through 9 p.m. this evening. Expect some patchy blowing dust after 3 p.m. today. Skies will be sunny with a high of 76. Winds will be out of the west early, 5 to 15 miles per hour. Later today, increasing 20 to 30, gusting as high as 40 miles per hour. Tonight, patchy blowing dust before 7 p.m., mostly clear. Expect an overnight low of 41 degrees. Winds will be out of the west 15 to 25, gusting as high as 35 miles per hour. Winds expected to drop 5 to 15 miles per hour after midnight tonight. For you Thursday, sunny, high of 70 tomorrow, west winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then Thursday night, the rain starts moving into the region. We're looking at a 50% chance at showers Thursday night, mainly after midnight. Mostly cloudy, overnight low of 43. Winds will be out of the northeast, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Could be increasing also there, 15 to 20, so shifting. So a little breezy Thursday night too. Friday, we're looking at a 70% chance of rain showers. They say mainly before noon. Skies will be cloudy. Our high on Friday is only 48, so you'll be wearing coats and long sleeves on Friday. Winds will be out of the north, 15 to 20 miles per hour. Friday night, we're looking at a 50% chance of showers, cloudy skies with an overnight low of 43. Then for the weekend, 30% chance of showers on Saturday, mainly in the AM hours before noon. Mostly cloudy for the day with a high of 58. Saturday night, we're looking at a 30% chance of showers, mainly after midnight, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 43. Sunday, we're looking at a 50% chance of showers, mostly cloudy, and 57. Sunday night, a 50% chance of showers, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 40. 40% chance of rain when you head back to work on Monday with a high of 52. And then we're back up sunny and 60 for a high on Tuesday of next week. But windy today, and then tomorrow during the day, some more sun, and then looks like next few days of good rain chances. Hopefully we get some good ones. We need it all. We'll take it. All right, it is 7:22. We're going to take a quick commercial break, And then we're going to play our interview with Janine Best from the Chaves County Federated Republican Women, inviting everyone out to their next meeting next Wednesday out at the Convention Center. That is coming up after this. Don't go away.
Are you or a loved one having a hard time getting to your medical appointments? At Artesia General Hospital, we believe that transportation should never be a barrier to good health. That's why we're excited to announce our new non-emergency medical transportation services. Each of our vans is wheelchair accessible, and our friendly certified drivers go the extra mile by meeting you at your doorstep and ensuring a comfortable ride to your Artesia General Hospital services. Rides are available Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Schedule your ride today by visiting artesiageneral.com/transportation or calling 575-736-8211.
At Richland Motors, it's never been easier to sell or trade your current car, truck, or SUV for a newer model to hit the road in. Even if you don't purchase from Richland, they want to buy your vehicle for top dollar. But if you do buy from Richland, don't forget, they're the home of the powertrain warranty for life. That's a whole lot of confidence for you. See Richland for details. 2nd and Sycamore and 1309 Southeast Main.
Wakefield Oil Express has the highest quality service in Roswell with a 17-point full-service oil change that includes a full wash and vacuum at their car wash. You won't find a better deal. They also offer full synthetic oil changes, fuel and cabin filter replacements, and will even check your battery. Their tunnel wash isn't afraid of dirty vehicles. They have the best value wash in town with free vacuums. They even offer wash passes that can be used for multiple vehicles. Next time you need your oil changed, go to the fast and efficient Wakefield Oil Express and let them earn your business. 3204 North Main, Roswell.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. 47.2% of all statistics are made up on the spot. Is this true? I'd say chances are about 50%. Here's Mike Winters.
And welcome back to the morning show. And joining us in studio this morning, Janine Best from the Chaves County Federated Republican Women back with us. Good morning. How are you today?
Good morning. How are you?
Doing great. How's life out at the ranch and farm this morning?
You know what? It's all good. You know, a little snow here, a little shower there, and no fire.
I'm not going to lie. It was kind of nice when I woke up this weekend and I saw on the news a snow-covered Ruidoso.
Yes.
That was kind of nice.
And it was wet, wet, wet. I had some folks come in to look at some stuff over there at the old copyright building, and their truck was full, and it was dripping. Yeah. I thought they'd emptied out an ice chest in the parking lot, but it wasn't. It was snow.
That was given to us. So.
Yeah.
But that all benefits us.
Exactly.
So good stuff. And I know I see rumors of rain this weekend, so knock on the wood. Hopefully that shows up.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
All the moisture. I hope it heads over to the Panhandle, though.
Absolutely.
I'm worried about a lot of those people over there.
Well, I know you specifically have been sharing a lot of information on Facebook about the efforts that were going on for the fires.
Correct.
And getting the hay and stuff out of there before it burns, but getting the resources to help families and everything out there, too.
You know, until they get the weather in, you've got to let the grass grow. And then it's going to be another 16 months to 2 years before they get enough grass back.
Right.
And keep in mind, that little panhandle feeds 90% of America.
It does. You don't realize how much comes out of
it.
So
they need a lot of love, and just keep donate. You can donate at Roswell Livestock, Echo Feed Supply.
Okay.
Used to be the old JP White.
Okay.
And they're still taking loads over there.
Okay,
so we
great.
still have folks, doubling up. The Echo, I believe they're matching everything.
Oh, great. So definitely make it where they got to cut a bigger check so we can get that
your
stuff
steaks will still be in the grocery store.
Absolutely. But if that stuff greatly impacts not only what we do here but across the state. So
it does.
It's great.
It does. It's a foundation.
And again, if you want to learn more about it, Roswell Freedom Talk is the Facebook page. There's a lot. That's one of many other places you can find.
I'm sharing as much as I can there.
Yeah, absolutely. But for folks that aren't familiar, the Chaves County Federated Republican Women is an organization that supports the Republican Party of Chaves County and the candidates, but in and of itself, it's its own civic organization that focuses on the education of our issues locally, statewide, things that conservatives are paying attention to. Plus, it's a service organization and scholarships and working with other nonprofit charities in our community to either kind of partner with a certain event or help make sure that what their event is doing is what it's for and all that kind of stuff. So when they're not having their monthly meetings, and of course we're in election year, so you're going to see a lot more candidates start being guests at the different meetings here as we get close. Primary seasons right around the corner, and then the general right on the heels of that. So,
exactly.
So it is a busy time for that. So now's really the time for you to start educating yourself on what candidates from the Republican Party are going to. Now we're starting to see names pop up. We're starting to see people saying they're committing from Senate level all the way down to your city and county level positions as well. We're starting to see, some big names in the national Senate race and all that. So
tomorrow, the 12th, I believe today's the 11th, the 12th, all of the paperwork has to be turned in for who's going to be on the primary ballot.
Gotcha. So we'll know by Wednesday.
Know definitely by Wednesday.
And then certainly by next week's meeting, we're going to know. So,
Correct.
Very good.
So,
but now's that time to start paying attention. So a great way to do that is to come out to each of the monthly meetings at the Chaves County Federated Republican Women. It's a lunch meeting, so
it is.
They feed you. You come, and there always is a guest speaker pertaining to, it could be like last month, for instance. It was really about how the county and the city, how the sausage is made. You had the county manager, city manager, kind of sharing their jobs with the public and understanding.
Ooh, that word sausage making.
And so that's really what the Chaves County Federated Republican Women do. So good news is we always set it up so we get Janine or one of the members join us here a week out from the meeting just to kind of tell you what's going on. And of course, we know we march on our stomachs. So we got to tell you the food and everything else that's going on.
So we have a big celebration this month.
All right.
This is our 50th anniversary.
All right.
So we became a charter in 1974.
All right. So this is as much as a birthday party as it is
a birthday party. It's
awesome.
a 50th birthday party. So we'll be having a proclamation from the New Mexico Federated Republican Women, and
so I guess their chapter president or whatever going to come down.
Yeah, that's Teresa Barncastle.
All right.
So she lives here in town.
I was going to say she doesn't have to go very far.
Doesn't have to go very far, but she's going to read a proclamation, and who knows, we may sing happy birthday to us.
Why not?
Who knows?
You could.
We have lemon pepper chicken, rice pilaf, vegetables, salad rolls, and butter, tea, and water, and that is from Peppers.
That's a great
meal. We contracted Peppers for the rest of the year.
And for all you health-conscious people, that's a meal you don't have to substitute things because it's chicken and rice, and it's lemon pepper, so it's not all fried up for all the folks that are trying to be a little more health-conscious.
Exactly.
So you can have seconds if you want.
Our board members are going to provide the dessert.
Awesome.
Dessert's not included in this anymore.
Is it going to be a cake? Because it is a birthday party.
It's going to be cupcakes, single serve.
So
yeah, that makes it a little bit easier for us.
Well, that way, because the person on knife is never getting it quite, so someone's going to get a bigger piece, and we don't want to start that little because cake will start wars.
Exactly, and it's a little messy, but that's okay.
So cupcakes, everyone gets the same size.
Everybody gets the same size, same thing.
No one gets to lick the knife at the end, though.
We're going to have all of our scrapbooks that we've been making. We've won scrapbook for the state, I think, for the last 3 to 6 years, something like that, first place.
So you can kind of see the history of the
progression
organization.
and the history of everything. You might see your mother or your grandmother in those books.
Absolutely.
So come down and look
generations
at
of families probably. If you've got generations of families that have been involved in New Mexico,
correct.
Odds are pretty good. You might see a relative or two at some of the photos from the past events and things over 50 years.
Correct.
That's quite a lot of history there.
So we have a jam-packed show, luncheon.
We got a big show for you.
Sausage making party.
It's so big. Show.
Yeah.
It
actually is. We have all of our Republican legislators.
Excellent.
Are coming in to tell us what went on for the 30-day session, what we won, what we lost, how we're going to go back in.
The good, the bad, and the ugly of it, of all the stuff. Which I guess the best thing we could say about this session, it was only 30 days.
Exactly. Let's hope she doesn't revisit this whole issue.
Yeah, for now.
Exactly.
We get called back.
Exactly. So when you come to lunch at $17 a head, we want you
to... And that includes your meal, obviously.
That includes your meal, drink.
Yes.
We want you to RSVP.
Which, by the way, paying $17 for lunch now is usually on the cheap end.
You know what? You can't... This meal that I just quoted, you can't get that for less than $25 if you go... I went to Texas Roadhouse this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
It was $20 for taking another 7 shrimp.
And Texas Roadhouse is generally the cheaper places to get a steak in town.
I'm just
so you're right.
oh my
it's
gosh.
very expensive. So for $17, you're getting a great meal.
You're getting a great meal,
and
good information.
Absolutely, and that's just it. You're meeting all of your legislators. You get to meet the people that are making the decisions in the roundhouse and in the other houses.
Correct.
And there's something to be said when you hear it directly from the people in the room at the time.
Correct. So what I'm asking is, even if you are not going to eat, please RSVP, because I got to get your chairs out there, or you're going to be standing against the wall for an hour.
Absolutely. It's going to be a popular one.
It's going to be a popular one. I need to know how many's coming so I can get the chairs out, whether you're eating or not.
Yep. And if you are eating, please, so we can make sure Peppers has enough to cover everything.
Correct. So you can call, or you know what? Everybody's an email person. So this is rsvpccfrw@gmail.com.
Okay.
So rsvpccfrw@gmail.com. That's the first letter of every.
Yeah, CCFRW is the acronym for Chaves County Federated Republic of Women.
And
so
you're just RSVPing.
Just do the count.
Or give us a call. And my number is 575-420-8455. And if you don't want to talk to me, just text me, because some people just don't want to even listen to my voice.
Well, we live in a world where generation of people, like you and I, grew up in a world of talking on the phone. But there's people that are younger enough.
Yes. Everything's on the phone.
Yeah. And I got a foot in both worlds, where I'm like, there are times where that is convenient.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you just got to say yes or okay.
Exactly.
And we can knock that out. But there's times I'm like, yes, but.
Yes.
And I need to explain something, and that's where you need to get on the phone and do that. So
exactly.
I like both, but I can appreciate. But if you are one of the folks that your social is all involved in a computer screen, then she can help you out. That too.
Just go to the RSVP CCFRW, or give me a call, text me, just so I can have the chair there for you.
Absolutely, because there's always a lot going on at the beginning of the meeting anyway, and so if we can streamline those logistics, that actually simplifies a layer of stuff, because a lot of people are just coming in, especially if it's their first time, they're kind of figuring out where to go next, or who to talk to, or looking for a familiar face. So there's a lot of that confusion going on for a little bit there till everyone gets settled.
We'll have some of our candidates there too.
Yeah, and so you get to meet and mingle and talk with them, ask them questions. Usually if some people need to get on petitions, I'm not sure if we're still in that phase. We're probably done by that by now.
We'll be done by then, because tomorrow is the last.
Yeah, so we'll be done by then.
Yeah,
so
they
got
to turn everything in tomorrow.
Normally, I'd also invite you to check out the table, because there's usually a list of signatures they're needing for various things.
Correct.
But like you said, we're kind of past
But
that
you can shake hands and talk to them and see where they stand on all the issues.
Well, that's the whole point of this event is yes, you get to hear them speak when they have your guest speakers, but that's that other part. Is you have these people that make the decisions, or hoping to make those decisions, and you really get to find out what they're like as the person. And let's face it, when someone's doing a speech, it's everything that's coming out is meant to come to you and is polished and researched and not opinion. Well, it is, but it's very researched and rehearsrsed. Whereas just talking to a person,
we want you to talk to them face to face, because they're going to give you their heart.
Because like when they say it formally and being nice, then they can sit there and say, this is crap and this is why it's crap. And this where they can't do it in a formal setting.
And watch their face.
Absolutely.
Watch their body.
That's where the passion and why they're here or shows up. And so
I don't know why some of those folks are up there after 12 years at council. I'm like, what are you guys thinking?
Well, and I salute them. I mean, you look at folks like Nybert and Candy and that not only are they still doing it, but now they're going into different positions to go up and do
it.
And yes, part of me is so thankful we have them. But part of me wonders, are these people masochists? What are you doing?
Exactly. There is a passion there.
And
definite
thank God
passion
for them, because and really this is what you get to meet, because you meet people like Candy and Greg, and you figure out real quick, this isn't about title. This is really just the way of life that we have here in Southeast Mexico. These people are doing everything they can to preserve that.
And those folks are not about themselves.
Absolutely.
They are about the people.
Absolutely.
They have proven that their run is about the citizens of New Mexico and not their own backyard.
Trust me, they've had so many arrows and mud slung at them that they have thick skin. Don't get me wrong, but they are used to it in some way, shape, or form, which is not a good thing. But they they're built a little different
And
than
the
you and I when it
support.
comes to
They
that.
would
Yeah.
love to see, even if you just come and sit, they want to see the support from their people.
They're always the kind of the always the losing side of an argument in every room. It seems like in Santa Fe, just because of the nature we have here. So, your relationship is ammo for them. Whenever you write them these letters, and that's why I know Greg is very good about it. But when you talk to your legislators, tell them I'm in your district.
Exactly.
Give them I'm from Roswell. I'm from Chaves County, wherever you live at. You tell them that because it gives more weight. Because they get hit with so much correspondence from PAC groups to everybody else. And so as soon as they see something from a local constituent, someone that actually is a person they actually represent, they are going to put that much more weight to that opinion because at the end of the day, they're going into the room to represent you.
Correct.
And so they want to know what you say. So please, by you giving that input and be professional, hey, I'm in but tell them you're in your district because it's ammo for them when they go into those losing fights in rooms. Say, look, I've got a whole district of letters here telling me you're doing it wrong and we need to fix it.
Correct.
I mean, one is one thing, but when you got a whole county or a whole district of someone telling you that, then maybe you should listen to that. And so even in the places where they have the least amount of friends, your letters, your correspondence, your information is the ammo that keeps them to be able to fight in those rooms.
And this is a warm body. Be there with your warm body and shake hands and talk to them and
you'll
give them
find
a
that
hug
they're very personal people to talk to because we get intimidated by titles.
They're
and
like
things.
us.
Yeah, and then you realize, oh my goodness, they're good old boy, good old girl, just like me. You know
exactly.
what I mean? And
they're down to earth.
Yeah.
They are down to earth.
But they're battle tested, and so they're hardened in the ways a little bit because they got to deal with it to survive. But at the same time, these are the people that, despite every door slammed in their face, every meeting that told them they're not relevant, they keep fighting.
Correct.
And so that's why it's so important for we, the people, to support the people we send to Santa.
Correct.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Now that you've got that
Now that I got all stumped out on
out.
that, soapboxed out.
This luncheon is May 20th.
Yes.
And it starts, the doors open at 11:30.
Yes.
Lunch, we serve at 11:40.
March 20th, I'm sorry.
March.
Yeah, not May 20th. March 20th.
Oh, did I say May?
You did.
Oh, my
gosh.
gosh.
No,
I'm in a hurry.
Yeah.
March.
Time's already
March.
going fast enough. We ain't in May yet.
March
20th, yes.
I'm waiting for that last snowfall.
It's 1 week from this Wednesday.
Correct.
Here
Correct.
today when you're listening to this, actually. So, yes.
1 week today.
Yeah.
Roswell Convention Center, 11:30. Don't forget we have all of the scrapbooks to look at.
Yeah.
That's a lot of
Bring a
scrapbooks.
friend.
Bring a friend.
Bring a friend and come.
Call me about the chairs so I don't have you standing because we got to get enough room.
Yeah, that way we can see, especially if your friend doesn't, because I don't want to stand for an hour, and I'm sure they don't want to either. So call an RSVP.
And it helps us in the convention center out.
And obviously, if you want to get more involved with the Chaves County Federated Republican, by the way, you don't have to be a woman to be involved.
Correct.
Men
we
are
have
a part of it,
associates.
and very much a part of it.
Correct.
But we would love to have you there as part of it. And don't forget, if they work with youth on their side, there's youth members that work towards earning scholarships and things like that.
Our youngest member is 2 years old.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So please consider that too if you're wanting to get your children involved in getting them, teaching them kind of, starting early on what the things what we need to care about in this community. Please come invite them to the meeting, but also learn more about becoming a member. Talk to any of the Federated Republican women that you'll see in attendance. They'll be easy to spot. They usually have some kind of
we got red name tags.
Red name tag or something.
I hide in the corner, but that's okay.
Janine's working logistics.
Yeah, I work behind the scenes.
But
keep in mind that this year is an election year.
Yes.
June is our primary, even though most of the primaries have already been over with the president.
Right.
Keep in mind that we do have primaries.
Well, and to be honest, there's going to be other important decisions on that ballot beside president.
Very, very
I know
important.
it's sexy because we have a president to vote for this time.
Yeah.
But and I say this every time we talk to this stuff.
You got to vote.
The people farther down the list, they're the ones that are going to impact your life.
Correct. The locals.
Much greater than someone at the top of the list.
Yep. The locals, the poor peons down here that are making the foundation.
Your county commissioners, your city councilors, your
legislators,
senators, your state reps, your senators, your state representatives. These are the people, and quite frankly, every representative that comes from this part of the country or state is always outgunned when they go to Santa Fe. They just are, because They get a little help from the Four Corners, but that's about it. And even the other southern side of the state's not as supportive as it used to be.
Correct. You're correct. You are correct.
So
let's keep us red.
Yes.
Folks.
So to preserve this, believe it or not, the way to preserve and to keep is going and having a nice rice pilaf and lemon pepper chicken lunch with us. Come hearing the candidates, and when it comes to June in your primary time and November for general election, vote, inform, vote. Listen to candidates, ask questions. If you don't find the answer, dig for it. Go and talk to other people. Get online. Ask them direct if you can.
Correct.
That's a lot. Everyone is connected via social media, so even if you don't see them at the thing, shoot them a text.
You know what? And we have registrars at our luncheons. So if you want to change over, come on down.
Absolutely.
We'll help you out there. There's no issues there.
Yeah, or if you never registered before.
If you never registered, come on down and come and sit and enjoy and see what we're about.
Absolutely. It's really and the big thing I really think at the end of the day is what the Chaves County Federated Republican Women are all about. I mean, obviously, the temp poll, we support the Republican Party, but at the end of the day, what it's all about is just to preserve the way of life, the things we have and enjoy, and the fruits of our labor. We want to continue that the people that call Southeast New Mexico home get to do that for the next 50, 100, 200 years.
Correct.
And so everything, by you coming out and eating rice pilaf and chicken and listening and all, is actually a step towards preserving our way of life and our freedom.
And that's important to a lot of us.
Because the moment you take it for granted is the moment they take it.
They take it away.
Look at what we don't get to enjoy. It's all been taken slowly.
It is.
And it's all under the guise of safety or convenience or something to make your life better.
Where is common sense?
Yeah. And that's where you have to question and ask, because if you just let people do these things and you don't challenge what their agenda is behind it, you will end up losing your freedom.
Correct.
And there's not gonna be a guy that comes rolling in with a bunch of tanks and guns and saying, we're taking over now, you are now slaves to us. That's not how it's going to work.
They're turning up the boiling water.
That's not how it's going to work. It's going to be one thing at a time. It's all about education, infiltration. Correct. Basically, what we're seeing now is the years of people working into this younger generation on some of this stuff, and they're seeing the fruits of that labor.
Correct.
We're seeing the results of that dangerous stuff.
So I want to change the subject a little bit.
Okay.
And I want to tell you about Legion 61, who is taking over the cemetery on 19th Street.
As a member of part of the Legion family, yes.
Yes.
As of
very important.
First of the year, the owner that owned Memory Lawn passed away here a little over a year ago.
Okay.
We as a Legion post were working with the wife there and the family, and we came in almost very early in the time that they took over, because they took over ownership because the lack of
Correct.
You saw what happened. So
Correct.
The new owners came in. We came and volunteered, and so we spearheaded a lot of the cleanup efforts and things, and we've been kind of maintaining it for the last year or two. We still got plans and a bunch more work to be done.
Correct.
Like our ultimate end game, we want to put a big Gold Star monument out there, and like there's the Jesus the statue where the arms got stolen, the hands, and so like down the road, this is way down the road. We got bigger fish to fry right now, but eventually we'd like to move that to its own thing and then put the Gold Star right there. So combine that with I think there's the 10 Commandments or something. Combine Jesus with the 10 Commandments and keep it all there, and then have another spot for Gold Star. But anyway, these are way future plans. We have bigger stuff on down the road. But yes, American Legion Post 61 family is officially now the owners of the Memory Lawn Cemetery. We have a sextant that so if you need burials and things,
well,
they've got
and
you
I
covered.
called, and they were able to find a person that I was looking for. Of course,
good.
that person hadn't moved in 20 years, but they still found that person I was looking for.
Because it's so many years of history, and there's still people out there that we're still tracking down who they are and things. And we know there's at least 200 plus veterans on that cemetery site. There's probably more than that.
Yes.
But that's official. We know right now.
Yeah, and I just wanted to give you guys a kudos.
Well, thank you.
You know,
and you know what? The Chaves County Federated Republican Women supported us. Like when they did their veterans thing, they cut us a big check, which almost all of that went directly to Memory Lawn stuff. Yeah. And so you guys have supported us.
And we do a big thing in November. Yeah.
Yeah, because of organizations like the Federated Republican Women, we we are able to do.
Correct.
These things.
And we're passing the hat again. I mean,
we're very thankful
in our group
and
for
to be honest,
Memory Lawn.
We want to make it a beautiful. Like right now, our big thing is irrigation and water.
That is hard.
And once we get that nailed down, then we'll start making the grass and making it look like it should out there instead of Goat Head City and Weed City. That's what it is right now.
Yeah.
It's now, to be honest, you can see graves and stuff. There was a point where you couldn't even tell.
You can.
It was just a field, and you would have broke your neck walking around out there trying to find everything.
And they got the flat stones, and they had to dig that one person out for me so I could see. And they sent me a picture and the lot number.
And to be honest, we've done a lot of work. We're sunken graves, and we've had to fill dirt, and so, but it's not nowhere near where it's supposed to be, but it is light years ahead of where it was. And we are still working and striving and doing it. And we're a volunteer organization, so it's not like we can do this all day. We have people.
Yeah, maybe we can get the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts and all those groups in there.
And it takes an effort. It takes a village on this one, and we're asking for support. If you go to our Legion page, we do have a direct link there. If you want to make money donations to our American Legion, say, I want every dime of this to go to Memory Lawn.
Yeah, you have a line item.
Yeah, we can line item it because if you don't tell us, we'll put it in our general fund, and it might help the Scouts, might help a veteran, might help one of our events, whatever.
Yeah, just put it in the line item.
Either way, we're not blowing it. We're using it for something good. But if you want it directly to go towards Memory Lawn,
yeah, I know you guys take care of old flags.
We do. Post 28s, they're big, but we both take the flags and we work together. And usually during the summer, right around Flag Day. So look for that in June here. Yeah. We usually do a big flag barrel. The city fire department usually comes out and keeps us from burning the place down, but usually helps us.
Let's not start another panhandle fire.
Veterans with matches isn't always a good thing. I'm just warning you. Okay. But come on out to Wednesday, March 20th.
Yep.
Come on out. That's our next Chaves County Federated Republican Women's Meeting. We're going to have candidates there that you can talk to. All of our legislators from Santa Fe will be here to give us the good, the bad, the ugly from from our last legislative session. If you want to talk to our candidates, oh, by the way, Peppers is on the grill.
We got him for a year. Yeah.
Delicious lemon pepper chicken and rice pilaf and everything you need to walk out of there full bellied. And then the women, because it is the 50th birthday of the Chaves.
50th birthday.
So we're gonna have some cupcakes and everything. We'll do a little birthday party.
Call us about chairs and food. That way we got a seat for you.
RSVP. What's the drop dead deadline? You really need these in before you got to get to the point like now we can't.
I like it Monday before the event.
Okay, so Monday of next week.
Yes.
Make sure you get in touch with Janine or one of the Chaves County Federated Republican Women. Again, you can email or I would even just say, to be easy, the Chaves County Federated Republican Women have a Facebook page. You probably go there, like and follow it, and you'll see a reminder about the meeting. It'll have the email if you don't remember.
And I do stream that every time.
Yeah, you do stream the meeting.
I stream the meeting every time now. I've learned how to do that, teaching an old dog new tricks.
Yeah, which is very great, and I highly recommend you if you can't make it. But if you can be at the meeting, it's way better because you do miss.
Yeah, just the smell of the food.
Yeah, well, that you miss, you've got one perspective from right there. You don't see everything else going on in the room, and sometimes you need that to get a full understanding of what.
It's always good to go back and listen to it again, though.
I do. I've gone and checked out a few of them and hear what they have to say, and it's always it's just good information. It's good information, and you don't realize what you don't know until you talk to the people in the rooms.
Correct.
And that's
that one-on-one contact that we miss so now.
Yeah, and that's what, if you think of nothing else from this meeting, that's one of the best, most valuable insights that you get from every month's meeting, regardless of who's speaking. You get that insight on the people that were in the room making those decisions, and so even if you don't agree necessarily, it gives you a better understanding on why it happened.
True.
You know what I mean? And that's so important in this day and age. Because especially when you talk about Santa Fe and Democrats and Republicans, like, you're not going to agree with anything, but at least you can understand the logic behind it and then say, okay, it is for good, not for something else.
Correct. You are so true.
Absolutely.
So true.
Did we get it all?
I think so.
Excellent. And of course, please, they're always looking for more volunteers, more members. Quite frankly, we need the next generation of women to start filling in the leadership roles. Because quite frankly, ladies like Janine and Joan are getting tired of doing it, and they want to, they got grandkids to roll around on the floor with. They don't want to be busy, doing all this stuff. Yeah.
Not yet.
Some do, some don't.
I'm like, no, I don't want them.
Some do, some don't. But you want to roll around in something. You got other things in your life.
I'm going to go dance.
You got other things in life than this that you want to do. So you want to do that too. So if you're looking, if there's young ladies out there that are wanting to get involved in something, I invite you to come out next Wednesday and
see how we do it.
See what it's all about. So
thank you.
As always, thank you, Janine.
God bless.
We'll see you next month, and
thank you.
Try not to work too hard, and I'm sure we'll.
Joan will feel better next time.
Yeah, Joan's a trooper.
She is so sweet.
Yeah.
So sweet. But she'll feel better next month, so we'll make sure she's
And that's just it. That's the thing, too, is these are blessings they're not going to have forever. We need the next generation.
Correct.
So we need the next Joans and Janines
to
come and do this. So
thank you, dear.
Thank you, as always.
God bless.
Absolutely. Well,
yay.
But also the city of Roswell, the state of New Mexico, and the Roswell community's long association with UFO lore. The patch includes the city's logo, of course, a Zia symbol, a pair of small alien faces, and the phrasing, "Protect and serve those that land here." We have a traffic alert for you now. Motorists are being asked to use some extra caution on West Brasher Road in Roswell between South Main Street and Washington Avenue the rest of this week. Construction crews will be inserting cameras into manholes in order to inspect storm drainage lines underneath the road. That section of West Brasher Road will remain open during the work, but traffic control measures will be in place. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello reporting.
You're talking to a new guy or gal online. It's fantastic. You get showered with compliments, text nonstop. You guys have so much in common. And while these are signs that you're falling head over heels, they're also signs of a classic romance scam. I'm Kim Commando, America's Digital Pro. Romance scammers are predictable. Let's break down their playbook. 1, they move too fast. This is to make you feel like you're in a fairy tale and to get you hooked. Number 2, nonstop compliments. Flattering, absolutely. Genuine, not. Number 3, they paint a picture of a dreamy future together. It's all about getting you invested in the fantasy. 4, suddenly they're in a crisis. Maybe they lost their job or they're stuck in a foreign country. Whatever the story, it's designed to tug at your heartstrings. And finally, they ask for money, promising that it's just a loan. Spoiler, you're not going to get that cash back. So keep your wits about you. Don't get taken. Join 500,000 folks who get tech smart the easy way with my free newsletter. Sign up now at getkim.com. According to FBI data, most home break-ins happen in broad daylight. As the days get longer this spring, protect your home with Simply Safe. It's the award-winning home security I use and recommend. They were even named the best home security system of 2024 by U.S. News & World Report, and Newsweek ranked them number 1 for customer service and home security. Simply Safe's advanced technology protects every room, window, and door of your home, with high-tech sensors and cameras that watch for suspicious activity day and night, all backed by 24/7 professional monitoring that costs less than $1 a day. You'll get the emergency response you need at half the cost of traditional home security. See what Simply Safe can do for your home with a 60-day risk-free trial. Right now, my listeners can get 20% off any new Simply Safe system when signing up for Fast Protect monitoring. That's simplysafekim.com. simplysafekim.com. That's simplysafekim.com. There's no...
In a time where humans and technology collide, ineffective technology plagues our businesses, schools, and healthcare environments. DSI Document Solutions has emerged as New Mexico's safeguard from the pains of slowed productivity, providing our nation's top business technology, workflow strategies, and support. DSI is here to boost your productivity and reduce your costs. Get ready for success. Visit our new website at dsinm.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solutions
Let's talk
Center.
some softball.
Do you like pricking your fingers
the
to
softball
test your
season
blood
has
sugar
begun
levels?
for both the
No one does, but it's important to maintain.
For Roswell, it was a tournament for Goddard too. Roswell's tournament was a little bit uneven Friday and Saturday, losing to Piedra Vista 13-1 to start the season, but then bouncing back to beat a generally good Volcano Vista program 12-10 Saturday. But then Roswell lost in the last game of the tournament by a score 13-1 to Silver. Roswell will play Silver Friday at 3 o'clock in their next outing. Well, Goddard wishes it had been a little more uneven. Goddard lost 15-1 to Hobbs on Friday, 12-2 to Silver on Saturday, and then lost 18-8 to Volcano Vista on Saturday as well. They'll host Clovis today at 4 o'clock. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Andrew Stewart. Libraries nationwide struggling to cover the cost of e-books.
The digital copies of books often cost libraries 4 or more times the price consumers pay. And unlike paper books, an e-book doesn't last. The libraries are only leasing their copies from digital publishing platforms. After a year or two, the e-books expire. Librarians in some states are pushing for legislation that would help lower their costs. Publishers are fighting these proposals, saying they undermine intellectual property rights. John Scott reporting.
Consumer prices in the U.S. picked up last month, a sign that inflation remains a persistent challenge for the Fed and President Biden's re-election campaign. On Wall Street yesterday, the Dow soared 235 points, while the Nasdaq and the S&P also jumped more than a percentage point. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Andrew Stewart.
At Richland Motors, it's never been easier to sell or trade your current car, truck, or SUV for a newer model to hit the road in. Even if you don't purchase from Richland, they want to buy your vehicle for top dollar. But if you do buy from Richland, don't forget, they're the home of the powertrain warranty for life. That's a whole lot of confidence for you. See Richland for details. 2nd and Sycamore and 1309 Southeast Main.
Pressure Services LLC in Artesia has immediate openings for experienced vacuum truck, kill truck, and hydrovac operators. Operators must hold a Class A CDL or Class D CDL, at least 2 years of experience, and be at least 25 years of age. All positions require a clean driving record and must be able to pass a DOT drug and alcohol screen. Pressure Services offers great pay with IRA benefits and employer contributions toward health benefits. Please apply in person at 402 West Main in Artesia, inside the Age Safety Facility. Equal Opportunity Employer.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin and Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin and Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin and Brown, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
Talk radio has landed on the all-new 106.5 FM KEND Roswell.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. The House votes today on a bill that could ultimately result in a U.S. ban on the popular Chinese-owned video sharing app TikTok.
It's essential that we take action to get this propaganda tool out of the hands of the Chinese Communist Party.
Republican Senator Tom Cotton talking with the Salem Radio Network's Hugh Hewitt. Former President Trump voices concern about a TikTok ban, saying it would benefit Facebook, which Mr. Trump labels as the true enemy of the American people. For the first time in almost 70 years, the U.S. is in for a presidential rematch. Former President Trump and President Biden will face each other in the November general election.
With decisive victories in several Tuesday primaries, the sitting and former presidents reached enough delegates to claim their respective parties' nomination at their conventions this summer. The nominations were clinched not even halfway through the presidential primary calendar, and it all but sets the stage for a rematch of the Trump-Biden contest from 2020. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Mr. Trump decrying a double standard in the way he has been treated for possessing classified documents versus the way President Biden's been handled for the very same thing. Mr. Trump is speaking up following Special Counsel Robert Hur's testimony yesterday before the House Judiciary Committee. The U.S. sending another $300 million in military aid to Ukraine. Still, President Biden says it's far from enough military aid. Wall Street managed to set aside its inflation fears yesterday. The benchmarks rallied. The S&P closed at a record high. Also nice gains yesterday for the Dow, the Nasdaq Composite Index as well. This morning, stocks have been mixed so far. The Dow is trading 88 points higher, while the Nasdaq is down 108 points, and the S&P is off 10 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
Here's Will Grant on the Haitian border with the Dominican Republic.
I think the difficulty will be creating some kind of transitional administration that's acceptable to enough of the population, particularly those with the guns who are currently controlling the capital, Port-au-Prince. That's not going to be an easy feat, and to do it to that time frame that's already been mentioned by the State Department over the next couple of days seems extraordinary.
The UN's Food Agency director in Haiti says 4 million people face acute food insecurity, and 1 million of them are one step away from famine. Violent criminal gangs that control 80% of Haiti's capital are demanding a say in the future of the troubled country that remains under siege. Although they have deep ties to Haiti's political and economic elite, the gangs have recently become more independent. Townhall.com. The United States spearheading the first United Nations resolution on artificial intelligence.
The move is aimed at ensuring the new technology is safe, secure, and trustworthy, and that all countries have equal access. The draft General Assembly resolution aims to close the digital divide between countries and make sure they're all at the table in discussions on AI. It recognizes the governance of AI is an evolving area that needs further discussion. Jason Walker reporting.
Associates of the late Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny say a close ally and top Navalny strategist has been attacked near his home in Lithuania. A Navalny spokesman says the assailant smashed a window of Leonid Volkov's car, sprayed him with tear gas, and started hitting him with a hammer. The attack took place almost a month after Navalny died in a remote Russian Arctic penal colony. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The deuce.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Wednesday, everybody.
Yes.
It looks nice out there now, but the winds are coming.
The winds, they are coming.
And hopefully bringing the rain tomorrow night. So,
yeah.
But, enjoy the 70s and sunny, but today's supposed to get windy. We got red flag warnings, all that in effect. So
it'll be fun.
Batten down the hatches today.
Grab your favorite kite, get out there and
Watch it go to Texas.
That's right. Put it in the air.
Yeah, but happy Wednesday, everybody. Hope you're having a delightful day thus far.
Yes, indeed.
Things going well in your world.
Quite nice.
But we got it's kind of it's one of those times of year where it's like we're getting into the busy time. It's like every weekend there's events and things.
It's the weird calm before the storm because, it's always this time of year. It's like, and then we're chill for now, and then for like 2 weeks from now, it's just nonstop to the end of the year.
Spring break, Easter, right? Around the corner.
Yes.
We'll all kind of have that itis a little bit.
That itis. I was reminded yesterday that yes, spring break is next week for the Roswell Independent School District.
Yes.
So
my wife reminded me.
Oh, I'm
very
sure
aware.
her countdown clock's happening. Like that clock that you have projected on the ceiling. It's
That's
not
right.
that anymore now. It's just a countdown clock.
Countdown to spring break. Yeah, so I know people are anxiously awaiting, ready to get on break and all that good stuff. So, hey, you want to stay listening because we're going to have Brian Luck, superintendent for the RESD, join us here in just a bit. And so he, they'll talk about the school board meeting, and I think they're talking calendar for next year there. So I'm sure we got some stuff speaking of schedules and calendars and events and things. We'll talk about that here in just a little bit.
I think we've officially reached the point after the time change when it just finally feels normal. Like
yes and no.
No, you haven't gotten there yet?
Yes, mostly, but there's still moments of it don't feel right.
I will say it was harder to get out of bed this morning than other mornings, but that's probably just more on me.
Yesterday was harder than today. Today was not a picnic either, if that makes sense. Like it was harder yesterday than today, but today and yesterday I slept to the alarm, which I don't do very often.
Right.
But today I was up like 10 minutes before, and I just said, I don't want to get out of bed yet. And then I fell asleep. And then, beep, beep. I'm like, whoa. But it was literally, I looked up and it was about 13 till the alarm was going to go off. And I said, nope.
Yeah. But see, that's the problem, though, because what ends up happening is you put yourself into another sleep cycle, and then you wake up in the middle, and now you're groggy.
Yeah, now you're like, where's my shoe?
Now you're a zombie.
Yeah, so. But hopefully, I'm going to think optimistically and think it was less than yesterday. Tomorrow will be better than today.
Yes.
That's what I'm sticking to, and that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to ride that train till the end.
Every day's bound to be a little better than the last day.
Yeah. And plus, because of NFL, they got me hook, line, and sinker. I'm literally spending like yesterday and the day before, like any free moment, like, let's see if Washington's picked up any new person, because literally they're going on this crazy, and almost every time, like, another guy. Technically they can't even technically sign them till today.
Right.
But for the last 2 days, they've been announcing they're going to sign these guys, and they've already got like 8 or 9 people they're adding, and I'm like, wow, this is what happens when you have new ownerships, new coaches, and they're overhauling the team. And
it was pretty funny yesterday to be sitting in a mostly silent office and just out of nowhere just hear like, Taylor Mitchelson! Just like random names.
Marcus Mariota!
Being screamed out in Mike's office.
Yeah.
Are we doing a weird roll call?
I think they only took 1 or 2 more Cowboys, too. So now they're up to like 4 or 5.
Desquarius Green!
Desquarius.
That is still to this day, one of my favorite bits in the history of Key and Peele is the East-West, where they all sit there and they stand there. TJ, RJ, LJ, _4th, the 5th, Junior, the U, and they list off their names.
Yeah.
And then at the end, it's like Pat Timson.
Yeah, well, he's doing that bit in commercials too for like Paramount or one of these.
Well, that's he actually had no, that was I can't think of the name, but there's one specifically that he ran with, and it was like a recurring character for him.
Yeah, he was doing that bit. I think it was Paramount Plus. I think is what he was doing it for, because I guess they got Key and Peele on there. I think, I don't know.
Yeah, probably most likely.
Yeah.
Where was I?
By the way, I am almost done season 2 of Resident Alien, and it's just getting better. It's just getting better. This show is doing what I hoped it would, because I was worried at the beginning. I was like, this train is going to dry up at some point. You know what I mean?
Hingle McCringleberry. Sorry. Go ahead.
But at first, because that was like the premise, but oh man, boy howdy is it getting there. And then and as I'm getting towards the end of season 2, some plot twists are getting in there, and they're good ones. And I'm like, oh man, this is really. I mean, I am full on hooked into that show.
It's funny when a show does the thing that you hope it's going to.
Yeah.
It's like a proof of concept, because like I've touted, like right now, me and my friend are watching. For me, it's like the 4th rewatch.
Yeah.
But are watching through Parks and Recreation, and I have from the beginning said, if you can make it through the Mark Brandanowitz phase, if you can just get to the end of season 2, it gets so much better after that.
And I'm watching that to get to season 2.
I'm watching in real time as like my friend, because we finally got through the Brandanowitz years,
right?
And it's like I'm watching her enjoy the show more now because it's.
So let me ask: do you have to go through the first part to get to the second part? Or can you start at the second part and enjoy it?
I would say in order to pick up some of the character traits of the characters, it's largely necessary.
Okay. See, that's the part that it's like, well,
because you'll go into
if I
season
have to do it to get to this, then I'll do it. But if I don't, then why am I going to do it?
Let me put it this way: it'd still be funny.
Yeah.
It's just you're going to go in wondering, why does Ron Swanson have 2 ex-wives, both of which named Tammy? Why does he have a picture of breakfast on his wall?
You know, everybody doesn't have that?
Huh?
Everybody don't have that?
Well, yeah, I had to take mine down. It's not seasonal, mine anymore.
I always have breakfast pictures on my walls.
There's little things like that, but yeah,
Right.
I could say you could jump in season 3 and be fine. But
that's a good bit, actually. Just put pictures of meals to decorate your home.
Heck yeah. Welcome to my roast beef room.
We're going to Hobby Lobby this weekend. I gotta get some pictures of fruit and whatnot.
What you got to do is each room has to be a meal with a matching wallpaper.
Yeah. Or do I need to go to fast food establishments and steal their decor to hang in my room? Is that a Big Mac on your wall? Yes, it is.
Yeah. It's double cheeseburger. It's a fathead I bought 2 years ago.
I procured, this is a rare pick, of a double filet of fish sandwich.
I had to pull it from the website, have a guy work it over in Photoshop.
Send it online to one of those companies that make paintings.
I'm not going to lie. This is AI generated.
It's like a unicorn. It's not real. But yeah, that might be a good move. You decorate your house with food. I'll see what my wife thinks of that. But
welcome to the lunchroom. Please don't eat in here. We ask you guys, please don't eat in your rooms. No food.
Although, now that if I go with this theme, one room is going to be have a Wilford Brimley oatmeal picture in there somewhere.
Dude, I saw the greatest T-shirt. I sent you one, but I saw the greatest T-shirt yesterday. It was the Little Debbie's logo with Wilford Brimley's face with Little Debbie's hat on. It just said diabetes. I was like, that's perfect.
That's right.
To have your entire career, and that man has a storied career. He was in westerns. He was in some of the biggest blockbusters.
I feel like he was the official grandpa of the 80s and 90s. You know what I mean?
That man was in Cocoon. I mean, he was in some of the biggest blockbusters of the 20th century.
By the way, I think I read some stat that those guys were like only in their 50s when they did Cocoon, even though they're playing.
Really?
Playing like, I mean, I think Don Amici was older.
Well,
some of those, but like Brimley and those guys, they were like in their 50s.
Yeah, Don Amici's been he looked old since he was 30. Though.
Yeah,
that man. You know what it is? I think if you just have a longer top lip, it just makes you look.
It's
old.
a natural.
Yeah, just makes you look a little older.
Come out of the baby one of those, you look like you're 30.
But Wilford Brimley, his entire career was fantastic, and then you do one commercial.
Yeah,
one commercial.
That's
or
right.
several for a company, and that just becomes your thing.
Well, I mean. If there was a better spokeschild for diabetes, I mean,
you changed the spelling of the word.
Right.
You made it. You just made it to where we could just knock the dia off it.
But
and just call it hyphen beatus.
But he can only do that if he was already America's grandpa.
It's
like
true.
we didn't like him to begin with, Because prior to that, I think the best we had was Hal Lewis, and he was Dracula grandpa, and that doesn't quite translate as warm fuzzy grandpa.
That's true. We did need diabetes grandpa. If you want to soften the blow, doctors. If you want to soften the blow, this is how you should do it. Just hip up your diagnosis when you come out and be like, you got the beatus. Just walk away. No questions. Just walk away.
What do you and Wilford Brimley have in common?
Do you give up? Do you give up?
I'll give you a hint. How do you feel about oatmeal?
Hint, it's not a mustache.
Oh, man. Poor Wilford.
Poor Wilford.
By the way, one of my favorite movies of him also co-stars a New Mexican who passed away. The Natural with Robert Redford.
Oh,
the other New
yeah.
Mexican's not Robert Redford.
I was going to say.
But Brimley played the manager. His assistant manager was the man. His name just went right out of my head, and I've known it 100 times. He did The Straight Story. He lived in Capitan. He got Oscar nominated for The Straight Story, but he was the assistant manager in The Natural. He was in all those Benji shows. He lived in Capitan. He passed away.
I'm looking. Richard Farnsworth.
Farnsworth, thank you. Richard Farnsworth is in that one.
Wow. Okay.
Wilford Brimley and Richard Farnsworth were your management team for Robert Redford's baseball team in The Natural.
Straight Story came out in 1999.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was that recent.
Well, yeah, it was the year that Denzel Washington won for Glory.
Yeah, I guess.
Because he was up against Denzel in Glory, and Denzel won his first Oscar.
I swear, like 98 to like 2004, that's just all crammed in as like one era of movies.
Yeah.
I get all those mixed
Plus,
up.
it's probably just a lump in your life that way. Like, you know what I mean?
It's high school. It
Like
was
you were
basically
living
high
your
school.
life in a certain way.
High school / the college that I attempted.
Like, there's a lot of movies in the 90s or TV shows in the 90s, more than TV shows, that I've gapped on because of my time in the military. I wasn't watching.
I was out living life.
Yeah, it was
living life to the fullest.
Being a young boy.
By the way, for those of you who say that everyone should, seek a higher education in order to succeed, I'm the poster boy for that not being the case. I was going to school to be an elementary school teacher. Picture this shaping young minds. It's good that people fail sometimes. As long as you fall face first into radio, it's fine.
They say got on radio and he had a broader audience of minds to shape.
That's right. Those are the minds that deserve to be shaped by this, all right?
That's right.
I know my demo.
And the shape is it's a very odd. It's part triangle, part oval, part circle.
Slightly oblong, but
Yeah.
misshapen. We'll just call it misshapen.
Yeah.
And super smooth.
Oh yeah. There's no jagged edges. Rounded corners all the way around. It is 8:19. Let's get you up to date on the weather, and we're gonna learn some shapes.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Looks like we do have some rain coming up Thursday night and Friday. In the meantime, just sunny, windy, and warm today. A few gusts around 40 miles an hour. Afternoon high will be in the upper 70s. Overnight, a few clouds, low to mid 40s and windy, and then sunshine at upper 60s for the afternoon high on Thursday. Showers get here late Thursday night, and then a few scattered showers on Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 56 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity's at 26%. Winds currently out of the northwest at 9 miles per hour. Red flag warning in effect through 9 p.m. this evening. Expect patchy blowing dust this afternoon. They're talking after 3 o'clock today. Sunny, 76 for a expected high. Winds will be out of the west this morning, 5 to 15 miles per hour. Increasing later today, 20 to 30 miles per hour. Could see wind gusts as high as 40 miles per hour this afternoon. Patchy blowing dust will continue until about 7 p.m. this evening. Mostly clear. Expect an overnight low of 41 otherwise. Winds will remain breezy out of the west, 15 to 25, gusting as high as 35 miles per hour. Expect winds to diminish 5 to 15 after midnight tonight. Thursday, during the day, pretty nice. Sunny, highs near 70. West winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Then Thursday night and 4 days after, we have decent rain chances. For Thursday night, we're looking at a 50% chance of showers, mainly after midnight, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 43. Northeast winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. 70% chance of rain on Friday, mainly before noon. Skies will be cloudy for the day, high of only 48. North winds 15 to 20 miles per hour. Friday night, we're looking at a 50% chance of showers, cloudy with an overnight low of 43. For the weekend on Saturday, a 30% chance of rain, mainly before noon, mostly cloudy, 58 for a high. Saturday night, we're looking at a 30% chance of showers after midnight, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 43. Sunday, a 50% chance of showers, mostly cloudy, and 57. Sunday night, a 50% chance of showers, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 40, and a 40% chance of showers on Monday when you head back to work and school, mostly cloudy, 52 for a high there. All right, 8:22, we're going to take a 3-minute break, and then Brian Luck, superintendent for the Roswell Independent School District, will join us on the other side. Don't go away.
Hi, this is Melanie from Glenn's Furniture, and I want to tell you about our store-wide sale happening now. All items in every department are on sale. Upgrade your living space with power reclining sofas and love seats or beautiful sectionals with charging ports. Create ambience with amazing table and floor lamps. Get that long-awaited restful night's sleep with a new Serta mattress. Every department is on sale from our existing prices, so come down to Glenn's Furniture on the corner of Union and Alameda, where delivery is free since 1953.
To plant or not to plant? That is the question. Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Our tomato plants and pepper plants are ready to go. If you plant them now, you might have homegrown tomatoes and peppers before anyone else, or the frost might kill them. As Clint Eastwood would say, do you feel lucky? You'll either be the smartest gardener in the county, or you'll get to replant them all over again. I say go for it. You'll get more practice and we'll get more business. This is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company, and I apologize to William Shakespeare.
What made Roswell Hyundai the #1 used car dealership in southeastern New Mexico for 2023? Great selection, great savings, and great people. Roswell Hyundai has an amazing selection of makes, models, and model years to choose from. If you can't find it, Roswell Hyundai can get it. And Roswell Hyundai will take any trade. The experts at Roswell Hyundai will work with you to get you behind the wheel of your next dream ride. So, what makes Roswell Hyundai the #1 used car dealership in southeastern New Mexico? You do! Come check out the Used Car Supercenter only at Roswell Hyundai, 1909 West 2nd.
Ever had someone do something kind and out of the ordinary for you? How did that make you feel? I know for me, it brightens my day. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman for The Joy of Marriage.
Galatians 6:9 says, "Let us not get tired of doing what's right, for after a while we will reap a harvest of blessing if we don't get discouraged and give up." I've learned when you don't know what to do, just do the next right thing. Keep sowing good things into your spouse and your family. Be patient. God promises He will give you a harvest. It will make a difference. A successful farmer just keeps on working and expects to have a great harvest.
I know when my husband brings me flowers, it blesses me. So do something unexpected for your spouse. It will pay off.
If you have any questions or would like further information about the Joy of Marriage Ministry, please go to jomconference.com.
Attention Roswell, Carlsbad, Artesia, and all of southeast New Mexico. The University of New Mexico wants you. UNM is ranked in the top 1.5% of all universities in the world, and the only Research One university in New Mexico, with over 200 academic programs and endless opportunities. UNM is truly a world-class university. Define your future at the University of New Mexico, and UNM has increased the number of scholarships for 2021, so now is the time to apply. Apply today at unm.edu. Now accepting applications from Southeast New Mexico.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Did you know you share your birthday with at least 9 million other people in the world? Your birthday isn't feeling so special now, is it? Here's Mike Winters.
Oh, happy birthday to you. 8:25. Good morning. Welcome back here. Joining us this now officially in studio, Brian Luck, superintendent for the Roswell Independent School District, back with us. Good morning, sir. How you doing today?
I am well, sir. Good morning.
Good. Glad to hear it. Of course, like many, I think teachers, staff, kids, they've got spring break on the brain because we're right around the corner from that here. Next week, spring break for everybody.
Is spring break next week?
That's what I hear.
I hear that.
In case you haven't heard.
Maybe.
Is it just us, or is RT, are they doing it too next week? I don't even know.
Several are on break right now.
Okay.
So I don't know of any. I can't think of any that are next week. But
I can't keep up. I'm like, I barely keep up with our district. And then I'm like, oh, Eddy County's on theirs, or Artesia, Carlsbad's on theirs.
Well, and it's interesting because in a perfect world, you could all be off at the same time. But, you know, I always kind of liked that last one where you were the last one to go.
Yeah.
And then you're at a 50-50 ball with the weather because, you know, this week it's going to be all pretty. And, well, why couldn't we have spring break this week? It's pretty. And next week the weather's going to do this. And, yeah, it is what it is.
And if you think about it in the big picture, if we don't stagger spring break for everybody, everyone's going to go on vacation to the same place and then all be stuck at the same place in Mexico or Florida or wherever people go on spring break, Now, stagger a little bit.
There you
We'll be
go.
a little busy, but not as busy, So
No.
you don't have to wait forever for your fruity drink.
There you go. There you go.
Glass half full.
Yes, sir.
But for folks that aren't aware, when Brian joined us, usually that means earlier in the week we had a school board meeting, and that is the case. It was on Monday, as it normally is
Yes, sir.
now for the last, 4, 5, 6 months now. You had been doing
Yes,
it
sir.
that way. So as far as last night's meeting, this is probably a busier meetings because it's like you're going to be doing budget talks here pretty quick.
Getting ready
if you're
for budget.
Yeah, probably calendar talk. I mean, it's kind of a busy time of year for the school board.
It is, and it was interesting that you say that our January meeting and our February meeting weren't too bad lengthwise.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked up the other night, and we were sitting at about 3 hours, and I was like, how did that happen?
Hey, what happened?
and again, you're going through it in just business. You know, we had our budget process is going to get ready to get rolling. We have spring budget workshop next week up in Albuquerque.
Gotcha.
So our finance people and there's a group of us headed up there for that. Then we'll start our opening up for our feedback from our parents and people that are involved. Hopefully be able to take that back to the board before the usually by May, June type of a deal.
Sure.
Get all that taken care of so that we can get it sent to the state. Just conducting the business of doing business.
G was curious, the order of operations for to set up a school year is is the first step to do the budget, then the rest works itself out, or can you start the other stuff before the budget numbers are in? Or because I imagine you need to make some decisions based off the budget. Mm-hmm. So is there an order of operations that you guys have to kind of do this first in order to get the other stuff done later down on the list?
It's a little bit of both.
Okay.
So the neat thing about we had, 30-day legislative session.
Mm-hmm.
So all of that has been, wrapped up, taken care of. We know our things that we're going to have to abide by based off of new legislation, 3% for everyone across the board. That helps out a ton. So we've actually already started working with negotiations with our unions for next year.
Mm-hmm.
Then at spring budget, you usually get the magic number that you're looking for. So this is going to be, your numbers that you use, and then you go forward. So what's going on right now is a lot of projections.
Gotcha.
So, hey, if we're at a projection of this with a staff of this and a student population of this is what we would like to do.
So you can kind of ballpark your plan now,
Mm-hmm.
and then as you start going through the numbers, you start shaping that ballpark into a definite plan. Basically.
Right. And I'll be very honest. I mean, we usually start with a fairly conservative number.
Sure.
And then are pleasantly surprised, hopefully, that we're not pushed. That's,
Sure.
again,
Well,
we're trying not to push to the limit when we're
And it's not like
spending.
you're just starting to do school for the first time ever. You have a history,
Right.
and so whatever projections and things it's always based off previous numbers and anticipated growth or shifts in the students. Okay, there's going to be more younger elementary versus high school now. We need to shift resources accordingly. Things like that.
Well, and like you said, you always have last year's stuff to go off of, and then with our pre-K program right now, I mean, we can generate some really solid numbers all the way from 3Y all the way up. And then even in some areas, our 2-year-olds that we're not associated with, but we've got good contact with people so that they can, kind of give us a heads up as to what's coming our way. The ultimate wild card is the people that move in.
Yeah.
And you never know. And depending on the ebb and flow of the economy in a particular area, it can have a pretty significant impact, either positive or negative.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's just like everybody else in the financial world. Part of it's a crapshoot and part of it's, very, based on information numbers. But at the end of the day, there's always that X variable that makes, there's a wrinkle we didn't anticipate, or there's something that we're going to have to factor in now. So
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Part of the beast.
Yeah. More ways than one.
That's right. Well, that being said, let's talk about some of the highlights from Monday night here.
Well, I tell you what, we had an opportunity to honor a state champion in wrestling, Emily Madrid from Goddard. Got to come up, had her coach talk for a little bit, listen to a little bit of her journey to get where she's at.
Awesome. And for people, because women in wrestling is a relatively new thing here, So her story is probably even more unique than others. You
Well,
know what I mean?
and the cool thing with her is, and I knew this, but I had forgotten it. If that makes any sense at all, that for the female wrestling, there are no classes. So it is.
Oh, there's no weight classes.
Well, there are weight classes, but there are no 5A, 4A, 3A.
I got you.
So
It doesn't
she
matter
wrestled,
what school you're
she
from.
wrestled weight class against everybody across the state.
Gotcha. So they're dealing with 5A, 2A, 1A.
That's right.
You know, it doesn't matter if you're in Eunice or Las Cruces.
Right.
You're competing against each other.
And brought home first place trophy. Had an opportunity.
So it's kind of a bigger deal because that's truly
state
in
champ.
the state. Like in
Yes.
her weight class, there's none better.
That's
you know
correct.
what I mean?
That's correct.
It doesn't matter what class it is.
That's right.
In
No,
the
and
state of New Mexico.
Smile, big old smile on her face as she's getting talked about by her coach. And,
Sure.
You know, again,
And plus, she had a different path to get there.
Yeah.
You know, because this is glass ceiling type stuff she's doing here. So she's got to do it harder than the next generation of young women doing it, and so that makes it just a little bit more special.
Right.
So.
Well, and that sport's have kind of exploded for us. I mean, in popularity, that and our powerlifting, which is a new sport that actually competes. It's funny, it's listed as a quasi winter sport, but they're doing their competitions right now. But I mean that sport has doubled, almost quadrupled in the time that it's been going, and those meets are really cool. I mean, it's a lot like ultimately they're competing against themselves,
right?
And to watch a kid that 6 months ago was 20 pounds lighter in whatever they're lifting. I mean, regardless where they place in the competition, if they're gaining, they're winning.
Sure.
And so, I mean, anything we can do to provide the opportunities for the kids to get involved in something that we're doing that's positive.
Well, not to mention too, activities like this can set other standards that we as adults now didn't learn as kids about food and nutrition, and because when it comes to weightlifting, wrestling, all those kind of sports, that's half the battle is what they put in their bodies and what they don't put in their bodies, and what regime they have for training and exercise, and so obviously when they're adults, they're probably not going to use the same regime, but they have an understanding of what foods they put in their bodies and what impact that's going to have on their bodies. And
well, if we can't teach them anything, we could probably teach them cause and effect.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're doing this is the effect that you're having, either positive or negative on you, and you can take that with you down the road. I mean, later on, in college or even afterwards, you will recognize that at one point in time when you did it the right way, you had the right results that you were looking for.
Absolutely. And plus it teaches all the other ancillary stuff that sports teaches about persevering, overcoming a challenge. Even in individual sports, it's still very much a team concept because no individual can get to the next level without help from the rest of the team, whether it's the coach or the other teammates that support, train with, or whatever. It's a team sport. Don't let anybody tell you different.
Well, and when you see the videos of some of those competitions, and they'll have somebody doing a particular lift, and there's people, multiple people sitting around in different jerseys and jackets, and and it's a really, like I said, it's a neat sport. Just for there doesn't seem to be the cutthroat back and forth between, but hopefully we can.
Well, and to be honest, I think it's because they all impress each other. It's like, wow, no way they did. You know what I mean? It's like I've been trying to get there, and they all understand exactly what each other's going through. So when they all hit those achievements, I think they kind of root for each other, even though they all want to win. But at the same time, they're just proud that at the end of the day, their friends, teammates, and other competitors were able to hit the goals they're trying to hit.
Well, then you may increase your 1 rep max by 30 pounds.
Yeah.
And not win the competition, but boy, I'm pretty sure you're not walking away a loser.
Yeah.
Doing something like that, you just may not have won, but hopefully, as that state tournament draws near, that we can maybe honor some of those kiddos.
Absolutely. So look to more and more, and I'm not sure how we can do weightlifting on the radio yet. That might be a bit odd to call on a radio, but maybe we can figure it out.
If anybody can figure that one out, it would be your boss. I will tell you that right now.
I mean, the video we got, but weightlifting on the radio might be tricky. I've never called a weightlifting match.
Like I said, if it can be done, I believe Gene will figure it out. I believe Gene will figure it out.
But that is so cool that we get to, and that's probably the favorite part of the of the school board meeting every month is when we get to honor kids.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, when they come do the pledge and when they come do the intro, and obviously when these kids win these personal and team achievements, we love to.
It's interesting you say that. So the Pledge of Allegiance this time was done by Pecos Elementary School, and these were their top readers. And so as they rounded the corner coming into the boardroom, I noticed that they didn't all have the same color shirt on. And so I was like, okay, there's something different. And then as they got closer, there were numbers on their shirts. And I mean, like in the hundreds of thousands.
Oh, wow.
But they were all different. And I was like, okay, there's probably a significance to that. So when their principal got to introduce them all, that was the number of words that they have read this year. So, and not books, but words. And you when you look, and you know, I think one of them had like over 600,000 words.
Wow.
And that when you say it like that, or when you put it like that on a shirt, you know, I was like, that's pretty cool.
Puts it into a different perspective a little bit.
It does. It really did. And boy, they knew their number. I mean, they didn't, you know, I'd have been having to look down and read it upside down, but they knew their number right off the top of their head, and they didn't even stutter when they said it. And it was a neat thing. So
well, it makes sense because, you know, kids relate to gaming and high scores and all that. And I think they translate it like a high score. It's like, my high score is going up. Check it out. You know?
And it was. Really neat. Really neat for them. Had an opportunity to honor the Roswell High School Spanish Club.
Awesome.
They have performed and been at some different events. Was up at Portales the other day, won a couple competitions.
Okay.
So got a chance to listen to them for a little bit. Had the Sierra Middle School, I don't want to call it necessarily a robotics class, but for lack of a better word, a STEM class from Sierra Middle.
Sciencey. Yeah.
Well, and it was neat. So they had a video, and then they had a group of kiddos that came in, and it was like class number 1, 2, and 3.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time they got to class 3, I mean, they were doing things that you're just like, that's amazing.
Well, the world we live in now with virtual worlds and all this stuff, and these kids are learning that and going into the cutting edge of the next level of that stuff. So I hate to tell you, Brian, but it's going to be a point where that stuff's, I mean, it's already passed us up, but it's really, they're going to be talking technology that's going to be way over our head here.
Well, they already
20
do.
years.
With
10, 20 more years, we're going to really be clueless.
Well, and that, you know, and I smile and wave when they start talking about that stuff. And it was interesting. They were talking about one of their projects, and it was a prosthetic hand, and that they're using the 3D printers, and that there was a chance to partner with a company, and then maybe that they could take our raw product and give it to something else, and then they could manage to make it into a legitimate, you know, functioning device for somebody.
Sure.
And I'm just sitting there going, yeah. You know, I was like, well, I don't think they're asking for my permission, but I mean, definitely, you know, you just have to step back and kind of go, okay.
Yeah.
You know, there is a lot of good in our world.
Absolutely.
And we're moving pretty fast on some of these things.
And youth is the next, I mean, that's where the ideas come from. That's where the innovation comes from. It's that youth, and that's, you know, so these kids that are designing hands and doing this stuff at a high school level, imagine what they're going to be doing 10, 20 years from now. And that's really cool. So.
I almost sprained my elbow the other day, patting myself on the back for changing the voice on my Siri for Apple. And these kids are making robotic hands, and it's
I
amazing.
changed the time in my clock on Monday in the car, and I didn't have to break anything. So I call that a victory too.
Well,
but it's, well, you know, like when we were younger, like they used to throw things in movies and stuff about nanotechnology and how it's going to be the wave of the future. And now we live in the world where nanotechnology is just part of the lexicon of, now we're going to the next level with the VR and virtual stuff and all that. But that's what amazes me is like they talked about nanotechnology when we were younger, like that's something the Jetsons have in the future. Now we're literally sitting in a world where nanotechnology, everything you hold in your pocket is all part of this kind of stuff. And so, but now it's the next generation. And so I'm kind of excited, like these kids now are doing this with VR. Like what's going to be their thing where they're all like, this VR is about as far as I can go, and whatever their kids are thinking about is going to be out of their brain or under something they can't wrap their head around.
It's pretty scary.
Yeah.
But something interesting. Ask him what a phone book is.
Right. Well, that's the other.
But it's funny because in my world, okay, those used to be important. Okay, they don't need one. No. And it's some of your comments. If Mrs. Cole, my curriculum instruction lady, were here, I mean, she would be jumping right on this segue.
Yeah.
Which is to why we need to do things differently.
Yeah.
You know, it's not, we're not moving forward with benefiting our kids with some of the stuff that we have been doing in the past. So we're actually trying to leverage that and to take what they do and to really, instead of making what our stuff fits into what they do, make their stuff fit into the things we need.
Sure.
And then let that count.
Yeah. Well, and I think because it's important to teach the concepts. You know, they need to understand why something does something.
Mm-hmm.
But once they get the formulas and the concepts, then you turn them loose and let take the rules of science and math and see what innovation you can create with it. You know what I mean? And I think that's where you talk about with technology here. It's like, yeah, you need the fundamentals. You need, why water's water, why why air's air, and all. We need to understand all that. But once you get through that part, it's really take that information and use it to make whatever's next in the world, and through physics and whatever sciences and math that you've learned through this. And that's where, we get to this point where now we're at a point where we're VRing and stuff. It's because we now have the knowledge and will, because and that's what's happening here. And it's no different than, think about it now. At some point, someone was complaining that they had telegraph lines. Like, a letter's perfectly fine. I'm telling you, that was going on then too. But now we're just in a transition period, and guess what? In 20 years from now, a phone book will be just like a telegraph wire, or
I think we're there.
We're close now.
I think we're there.
I mean, just look at people our age now, 40 and up. How much different the world is now compared to was 20 years ago. I mean, it's just, that's life, and that's what's going to happen. And guess what? 20 years from now, life's going to be way different than it is today. It's just how it is.
I went to a training one time, and the lady started with, and I can't remember what the 3 topics were, but they were basically core subjects.
Yeah.
And it was a question, and she said, okay, go find this on YouTube. And everybody said, bam, you found it right away. And the crux of her argument was, why are you teaching it if I can find it on YouTube? And you're sitting there kind of going, well, because. and she says, okay, but answer the question without because.
Yeah.
Tell me, give me, and was nice about it. I mean, they weren't trying, but it was that shock into thinking, okay, maybe it could be different because this is a different need.
Sure.
And that's another topic down the road as far as some of our redesign with our high schools.
But that's probably the big thing in education, overall. It's like, are we, do the concept of how we teach and all that, do we need to change directions in that because of the way we do it? Like you said, yeah, the world, now we teach them maybe it's back to teaching them the basics, the problems, giving them all the tools to figure it out themselves. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, then they go on the internet and read the information and absorb and enhance. And I mean, that's depending on theory and stuff. That's what they're debating, these kind of things.
I was in a classroom at Roswell High the other day during a training, and the teachers were literally sitting at a computer without any type of glasses or goggles or anything. And they were actually working with 3-dimensional with things in front, like basically in front of their computer.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, I'm just sitting there going, it's here.
What movie is this from again?
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, and then, they looked up and they were like, well, thank you for buying these for us. And I was like, oh, you're welcome.
That's right.
And then I went back. And
I shopped around.
I was like, how did I get that for them? And, but I'm very blessed. I have a lot of people that work with our schools that are trying to think ahead. And so that's our plan.
And this isn't really my story to brag on, but I'm going to do a little bit anyway here. And, I was talking with Sean here. And of course, we talk about his daughter on the radio quite a bit with special needs. And she's transitioning. She's going to be in middle school next year. And that's a big, especially for, it's big for any student, but even bigger when you're dealing with someone on the spectrum because, and he was just telling me some of the stuff that at the new school she's going to go to. And they've already, and I was blown away at how awesome that they kind of, it's like, hey, we've got it set up here. If she has an issue, there's a special place we could take her. Mm-hmm. She's got a special person that's going to work and I just love that's going on in the schools and doing that kind of stuff. So, Sierra Middle, that's where she's going. From cool. Everything I heard there, they're doing amazing work over there.
Good.
So.
There are lots going on. And when we had a board retreat a couple weeks ago, and the whole point for that one was I have some new board members, and so I was trying to just do a quick overview of what everybody does.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, we ran out of time. and that was good. And everybody kind of got frustrated because I said but that's good because that forces us to say, well, it's all important, but if you have 30 minutes and that's it, what are you going to say?
All right.
So I I appreciated the opportunity for my group to get that one, but I will pass on that we've got some good things going. So thank you, and thank you to Sean for that one as well.
Yeah, it's a great thing. So sorry, we got a little off track, but
I got two big things I want to talk about.
Yeah,
real
let's
quick.
get those. Let's get those.
And I'm going to save calendar for the last one. But I had a little bit of discussion the other night. So Mountain View Middle School, which is so we're finishing Mesa Middle School. Then we'll move over to Nancy Lopez. That land has been purchased. Everything is set, good to go. We're actually getting ready to do RFP. Everything to get that project. That ball is rolling. So kind of have that project in its little wheel, and then the next one after that will be Mountain View Middle School.
All right.
So there has been some discussion. We actually, as a district, own some land on Main Street. It's across from the cemetery.
Okay.
On South Main, and that there was a proposal to actually move Mountain View over there. And that what would be some of the benefits of moving it there as far as construction, as far as once the school is produced. All
How
of
does
the
that
above.
shift the logistics of getting to and fro everywhere? Yeah.
It does. I won't lie. I mean, it will increase some traffic on some streets.
Anytime there's a change, it's going to impact something some way,
so
shape, or form.
We were scheduled to have a vote of do we want it here or do we want it at its current location. We have a design, and that's where we're at right now. Is we need to finalize a design, and so if we didn't have the option of the other site, well, this would have been a moot point,
Sure.
and we would have gone forward and started that process.
I would also imagine too, there's other variables other than the school district involved here, because the city or county, depending on where the building's located at a particular time, are very much integral part of that plan, and whatever depending on who's actually in charge of that part of it. This particular case, I guess it's the city.
It'd be the city.
Of course, it is muddy in that area too.
Not there.
Not there.
Not
okay.
there.
A little
Not
farther
there.
south, it gets muddy.
Not there.
But,
so
I imagine whatever plans, whatever you've also got to get the city kind of to sign off a little bit on that, to make sure that city resources are able to meet the same needs there that it would be at the other location.
True.
Yeah.
So kind of came out, did have a couple questions from some of the board as far as the, why the push on the time, and reminded them that, as we're moving through our funding process, we're always at the mercy of rates moving up, moving down, different things like that. But did feel like a couple of weeks would not put us in jeopardy of anything. So we're moving to another. So this will be our second face-to-face public presentation on that. I don't have the date yet, but whenever I do get it, I'll get it out to you.
Okay.
And again, the thing that kind of concerned me a little bit is it almost looked like, we've already made a decision, and we haven't. Now, we're going to present two options, or talk about the pros and cons of different things, and then it's going to be up to my board. I want to make that really clear. The school board is the one that ultimately decides if we're going to do this, if we're not going to do this.
Yeah.
So an important switch. We've had some good questions of, well, what about this? What about that?
Well,
and there's some unanswered questions. I mean, again, we're probably 3 years away.
Sure.
From
and you want to get it
beginning
right, because it is
We
a
do.
big. And once you make the decision, it's gonna be a big impact down the road. So
It will.
let's do our due diligence now. And make the right decision, even if it takes an extra couple weeks to do that,
Right.
because in the long run, it's going to save a lot of time, energy, and really impact the usefulness of that school. If we make the wrong decision on this.
I think the biggest one that I want everybody to understand, when it's all said and done, it's going to be a new school.
Yeah.
Whether that's where it's at or in a different location.
Sure.
Whether it's in a third location that no one even knows about as of today, which I don't, so don't even insinuate
Sure,
that.
right.
But I'm just, when the golden thing at the end of this is a new building, with a greatly needed new building.
Let them cook, let them do their due diligence
Sure.
on it, and then I promise you, whatever decision comes out, it'll be the one that was best chosen by the entire board as they duke it out to decide which one that they deem the best one.
And I will say that there were questions asked, and I think again the perception might have been what, in my opinion, was not legitimate. I think they were just good questions.
Sure.
And I want to make sure that that board works very well together. But I do think that and I don't mind the questions. We're not above anything. I don't think we've ever presented ourselves that we were. But I'm open, and if more time is asked for, because even still, I mean, we've actually even shifted a little bit to the project after that. So I mean, we're constantly looking down that road.
And if you have opinions on this is why one of those school board members represent you.
Sure.
Obviously, particularly the district that the school falls in, they're probably going to have more input than other districts. But all the school board members are making a decision on this. Tell your opinions to your school board member. Shoot them an email saying this is, as a constituent, this is what I think we should do on that. Let them consider your input into their decision.
Well, and right now, kind of what we're looking for would be like East Grand Plains, Sunset, and Monterey.
Gotcha.
Because, I mean, if you're in Mountain View right now, this probably won't impact you at all.
Right.
At all. I mean, maybe an incoming sixth grader. Maybe. Doubtful, but maybe.
Right.
That would only be as if you were at the building and we decided to keep it at that
you got
site.
Kindergartners or first graders. You're probably going to be in that window of the
Down
middle
the road.
school down the
Yeah,
road.
down
About
the
that
road.
time's about the
Down
time
the
your
road.
kid will be going to the new school, whatever.
I
it
hope
is.
it's a little sooner than that.
But your kid will be of age and
yes, I hope it's a little sooner. Okay, last item for me, real quick.
Let's talk calendar. Here,
Calendar,
which is always a hot button issue.
Well, yes and no, and it's interesting. So it can be as hot as anybody wants it to be. We're moving on with 188 days.
Well, this is the thing about calendars. No matter what calendar you come up with, someone's going to be mad. No, you know what I mean?
Yes.
You could in essence conduct the perfect calendar. Someone's going to complain about it. Wow, that's going to mess up this vacation, or why didn't you do it this way like you normally do? So there's going to be that every single time. So I'm just wondering what's this year's.
Funny you should ask. I think the hot button for this year would be our start date, which would be.
I've heard it's early.
Kids back in school on August the 1st, which is going to be probably about 4 to 5 days sooner than they would have been, even if on, I don't want to say this year's calendar because we came back as well fairly early on this one. So what happened was this, I won't use that word, but I will use the year before I got here. We were afforded an opportunity to grab extra money by grabbing extra time in the classroom for learning loss. And we took advantage of it, and it benefited lots of things in our district.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing is that it gave us some more time with our kids. Okay, so then the year after that, my first year, we had an opportunity to either stay or do something different. Okay, we chose to stay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's never wrong to have more school for kids. I mean, you know what I mean? That's a good thing.
As a superintendent's association, we're arguing that better is better. That more doesn't always mean better. That better's better. Now, if you can put better into more, then it's winner.
Sure.
So fast forward, rewind to last year, we tried to come back off our days and said, hey, we would probably prefer not to be at the 188.
Right.
And we weren't allowed. Okay, fair enough. So as we were getting ready to build this year's calendar, that's been our assumption is that, we're not going to be able to go backwards, and that's the appearance that we've got right now. So 188 days, if we're trying to be done by Memorial Day and a full week at Thanksgiving. I had a calendar committee come in this time. There was another calendar that had us not take a full week at Thanksgiving, and that would have put us, I think our start date on that one would have been like August the 6th or 7th, something like that.
Right.
But to end by Memorial Day, this is how we have to do it. And we have Election Day as a new holiday.
Sure.
That we didn't have in the past.
And they still get 2 full months, basically, of summer.
They do.
Teachers not so much, but the kids do.
Well, and it's interesting. So when the group of teachers came in, I mean, they're fired up and they're ready to go. And I kind of hit them with my parameters, and I said, we can start whenever you want. But if you want to be done by this date, these are the numbers that you have to have. And then by when they came back for the second meeting, they were like, there's not a lot you can do. And I said, no, I understand that.
Sure.
I said, but by doing this, I said, we're over the state minimum.
And to be honest, now you get longer, shorter breaks. Like you're getting the full week at the Thanksgiving break here. Your Christmas break and spring break stay longer because of this.
2 weeks.
So it's you're still going to school the same amount of days. Is we're just knocking a few of those off so you can have longer breaks during the year. So now you're coming in a week earlier, basically, roughly, than you normally would be, during the start the school year. So,
right.
It's to me, it's apples and oranges. I mean, what's the difference here? You do it so you got to plan your vacation a little bit earlier or something like that.
Well, and again, there was a fourth calendar that had school going up to the 30th of May, and I said, you know what? I'd like to think I have a decent feel of the community. That's the week after Memorial Day. That's a tough sell.
Mm-hmm.
As far as most people, you're kind of a done deal.
And to me, I grew up East Coast, so we didn't even get out of school till June. We were like June 18th.
Yeah.
But we didn't go back till like Labor Day. So that was kind of how it was growing up as a kid. But yeah. When you graduated as high school as a senior, you got out Memorial Day weekend or that weekend out. That was like your big perk.
Yep.
But the rest of the district, the rest of the state went to school till mid-June. That was just how it was.
Well, and there was some discussions about like your snow days and your virtual days, and we've managed to kind of skirt some of we weren't a part of the 4-day conversation because there were some districts in the state that were 4-day districts, and there was a push to get rid of that, and that kind of happened but didn't happen, and we stayed out of that.
And the districts in the state, we're probably one of the ones that don't have to deal with snow issues as much as other districts in the state. Like we get maybe one a year, maybe two, whereas Albuquerque and certainly up north in Taos and Cimarron, those areas, they're dealing with a lot more than we are. We got maybe once or twice a school year.
And so that's been the walking papers this year is. Yeah. And we've got the plan for the virtual.
Yeah.
But even next year, you're allowed. I want to say it's 4 virtual days. But then after that, you will make them up.
Right.
And I brought that question up. I said, what about Los Alamos, or what about Bloomfield,
or
place
that gets snow,
Shiprock, or something like that? I was like, there are 25 days of snow days. How does that work? And basically, I was comforted by the fact that hopefully we won't have to deal with that. But we're prepared. They've got
some finagling to do. But I think for us, unless we have a really weird winter, then we're probably all right.
Well, and Goliath or the year that we had the freeze. We've had some of those issues where the buses couldn't start because the diesel gelled and different things like that.
Of course, Goliath, we had a lot of big problems to issue.
If that happens any other time, but over Christmas we got some problems.
Exactly. So we covered all.
I'm good. I'm good.
Of course, if you missed anything you can always go back to. If you go to the Roswell Independent School District's website, you can go back and watch all the school board meetings if you want to go back, or if your kids were one of the presenters and you want to go check it out, please go back and do that. And of course, if you have any questions regarding that, email addresses for all of your school board and your representatives. You can shoot them an email if you have questions or concerns about construction or any of the stuff we talked about here.
Absolutely.
So, good deal. Well, thank you, sir, as always. And I'm sure you got a few fires to stomp out. Do you have like an office that's normal now, or is it still construction-y and all that still there?
My office has always been normal, but construction's still till July. But
okay.
The part of the office that I'm in, we're open for business.
Good deal. I'm excited to see when it's all done.
You and me both. I haven't been in there on purpose.
Yeah, I want to see what old or new classic looks like. I guess because you kind of keep the flavor of the
yes, sir.
But modernize it to
modern touch on a classic
20 something technology.
I tell you what, we'll do it in August, and we'll have a nice, cool air conditioner.
There you go. I love it. I like that. And it won't take 6 days to get it cooled out.
No.
Thank you, as always, Brian. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, or Roswell, New Mexico.
The Georgia election interference case has dismissed several of the charges against former President Trump, but some other charges remain in place. The special counsel in the Biden classified documents case takes heat from both sides of the aisle at a congressional hearing.
Democrats accused special counsel Robert Hur of disparaging the president by questioning Joe Biden's age and mental competence.
My assessment in the report about the relevance of the president's memory was necessary and accurate and fair.
And he responded to Republican complaints of a double standard, that the president faces no criminal charges while Donald Trump does.
Partisan politics had nothing to do with the work that I did or the report that I wrote or the decision that I reached.
Hur stood steadfastly by his 345-page report. Greg Clugston, Washington.
President Biden says another $300 million in military aid for Ukraine is far from enough. The Pentagon says it's sending that aid package to Ukraine, while the president continues pressing Congress to approve still more. The Dow's up 129 points, the Nasdaq down 89. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
Evangelical Christians have been, and they remain, among Israel's staunchest supporters down through the years.
This is particularly true here in the U.S. It's where the political influence of evangelicals helped shape the Israel policy of recent GOP administrations. Since the Israel-Hamas war began 5 months ago, evangelicals have visited Israel in growing numbers to volunteer and help support the war effort. However, tourism to Israel has plummeted since October.
It's correspondent Andrew Stewart. A commercial rocket trying to put a satellite into orbit has been intentionally exploded shortly after liftoff in central Japan. The company behind the rocket says the launch was aborted 5 seconds after liftoff early today. Space One's president says the problem that necessitated the decision is not clear and will be the subject of a thorough investigation. Breaking news and analysis, townhall.com. The New York Times fighting off Wordle clones.
The paper argues numerous games inspired by the popular word-guessing game infringe on its copyright protections. After Wordle skyrocketed to internet fame, hundreds of copycats have emerged, and the Times now sending takedown notices to those behind some of the lookalikes, one of which created a Wordle clone project. It provides instructions on how to create a knockoff version. Jason Walker reporting.
President Vladimir Putin says that Russia is ready to use nuclear weapons if there's a threat to Russian statehood, sovereignty, or independence. Interviewed on Russian state TV, Putin said he hoped that the U.S. would avoid any escalation that could trigger a nuclear war. However, Putin also emphasizes that Russia's nuclear forces are ready for such a conflict. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. welcome. Oh, the mic's wavered. I was just looking. Welcome to hour number 3.
Tracing your nose.
Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell Talk FM. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hope all of you are having an amazing Wednesday so far. Hey, I do want to remind you, a deadline is fast approaching. This Friday is the drop dead deadline for high school juniors and seniors to turn in their application for Leadership Roswell Alumni Association's Teen Leadership Institute 2024. Now, the event itself is a 2-day event that will be happening April 19th and 20th, all over town, but on the campus of the New Mexico Military Institute. But it is a 2-day workshop event for high school juniors and seniors, and they've been doing it for many years now through Leadership Roswell. It's a great program. They have awesome guest speakers. They do interactive activities with the kids, physical challenges, teaching them leadership and really just life skills, just foundation building skills that these young men and women can take with them, whether they go to college after high school or join the military or start their own business or whatever dreams they pursue. There's going to be skill sets they learn through teen leadership that will take them to whatever they want to do with it. Also, there will be scholarships awarded at the end of the event for high school juniors and seniors. The actual students play a big role in the selection of that. Also, if you're a junior and you get awarded a scholarship, you get to come back next time as a senior if you want and try to get it again. And so please apply, but you got to get your applications in before close of business Friday. A couple ways you can do it. If you go onto your Facebooks, tell your kids to get on your parents' Facebook page, and then because they ain't got one, and have them find this flyer and scan the QR code. Just type in Leadership Roswell Alumni Association, something along those lines. It should pop right up. If you don't want to do all that, shoot an email directly to Roswell Teen Leadership, all one word, Roswell Teen Leadership @gmail.com. And they will get you an application. So fill it out, get it turned back in by close of business Friday. Drop dead deadline. They're not extending it because of the T-shirts and all the logistics that are required to get the numbers turned in. They've got to have those numbers in by close of business Friday. Yep. So get your applications. You're officially on the 2-minute warning here. You need to get in there and get them done. They're going to be in Friday to remind everybody, but this is your last minute reminder before the other last minute reminder.
Yeah, that outage last week, it was sort of one of those like line in the sand moments, you know? It like separated, you really knew which generation you were in.
Oh, yeah.
Because the memes that kept popping up, like I saw one of a few. I saw marked safe from Facebook blackout, or I survived was the other one. And then a bunch of them like, y'all need to check on your moms and grandmas. Facebook was down for 40 minutes. I'm like, I used to be the cool generation. What happened?
You know what, though? I kind of like the fact there's a place online that is predominantly for the
older generation.
Kind of.
The older generation that likes to yell at clouds.
Kind of, yeah.
I mean, pretty much.
Because some of the best stuff is the fun stuff out of there. Because some of it's legit.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, yeah, let's go get our pitchforks. And then other people are like, you just did a 20-minute dissertation on why you hate your oven.
Yeah, I mostly, it really is. This is the thing. Facebook, just like pretty much any other app, can do what you want it to do. If you seek out staunch political opinions, you're going to be served staunch political opinions. It's your algorithm.
Yeah, but the problem is that the logarithm there, or algorithm, whatever they call it, is flawed.
Sure.
Just because I want to look at something once doesn't mean I want to look at everything like it for the rest of their life.
Right.
That's the thing. It's like, oh, I saw a sports article. I wanted to read it. I don't want to know everything about something else after that. That's not how people think most of the time.
Now, it does tend to look at things that you check more frequently as the things that it'll serve you more.
Yeah, but if it serves me something more frequently that I scroll by, is it going to keep? Because like I get certain things that I really don't look at. It's just on the feed and I scroll through. But then there's more of it, and I was like, I didn't stop.
That also sort of depends on who you're following.
Well, this was the For You, and I'm like, and who I'm following on Twitter is literally sports people, a couple news sources, just for variety. I got the Washington Post. I got Fox News. I kind of have a little variety there to see both sides of the fence here.
Just
a little
saying,
bit.
I'm not hearing any MSNBC. Maybe it's reading your Fox News and serving you certain things.
I have the Washington Post.
That's true.
That is the most liberal thing out there.
Right. Fair enough.
And the only reason I have the Washington Post is because occasionally they do Redskins stuff.
It's because you're from there.
And that's the paper I grew up with, even though I never really read it except the sports page.
Right.
I could care less about that crap. I lived in the capital city of Old Man Yells at Cloud.
But yeah, like my Facebook page is mostly just so are you gonna get that? There's a phone ringing, like right outside the window. It's mostly just pictures of like family and stuff. And yeah, I get those same things, and that's mostly because of who I follow. But then I'll just scroll right past.
Yeah, but like sometimes it goes overkill. I'm like, don't like.
I've just never understood the need that people have to like insert themselves into the discourse.
And I need to unfollow this one person, but there's really almost one person single-handedly ruining my recommended for you feed.
Yeah.
And it is Ronnie Mund of the Howard Stern Show. Ronnie the limo driver. I followed his page years ago. And all he does is share nudes now.
What?
And so now
his?
No, thank God.
Oh, God.
So literally, I'm just
his
scrolling through my recommended for you, and then I'm seeing nudes. I'm like, why am I I don't go to nudes. It's because I follow Ronnie Mund. That's why I, Ronnie the limo driver.
Follow
and so now,
Ronnie Mund
note to self.
X.
And I'm like, dang it. So, and then it's on the recommended for you side.
See, I don't even use
for
X.
this.
All the X I get is from everybody else saying, according to X, this report. This is
I rarely contribute. Rarely. If I do, it's
You're a window
because someone
shop.
got my go. But yes, I stalk. I window shop. I'm especially this time of year. That's the place I go to find out who begat who to what in the NFL. It's the fastest way to find that out is get on my Twitter for 5 minutes. I can tell you within 2 minutes of the major things going on in the NFL during free agency.
Psst. Nude in bio.
And so, but past that, I read and stalk, and then I get mad. I'm like that. I'm no different than anybody else. I'll sit on the toilet for 20 minutes and read articles and get ticked off, just like everybody else.
I can't do that. More often than not,
Well, thank God there's a game called Retro Football that I play that saves me from much of that, because usually I'm like playing my retro football and I'm like, okay, I got to go. This is a 2-gamer, and I'm going to play 2 games, and then I'll get her done.
I'm usually the kind of person to turn something on my phone, put it at a reasonable distance away from where I'm at, and then go do my business, because I, being in morning radio, have read so many studies about how filthy phone screens are and how disgusting they are because you take them to your bathroom.
It does not matter how far away you put it in.
Dude, let me dream, okay? Let me have some hope.
Your toothbrush is nowhere near your toilet.
Hush. You hush your mouth and you hush it right now.
It's nowhere near your toilet, but I guarantee there's toilet germs.
That is
all
why
over
I
that.
use one of those clip-on toilet brush covers, toothbrush covers.
The moment you flush the toilet, that odoriferous stuff is just dusting its little invisible particles all over your bathroom.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you keep your phone 6 feet away. See how that? You can't even see. How can you keep your phone 6 feet
I'm
away?
not watching it. I'm listening to it.
Okay.
Put a podcast on, you savage.
I can't see from that far either.
What are we watching? TV shows for ants?
I know I can't see from that far. I know you can't because you're blinder than I am, and I'm blind.
I am indeed. By the way, I think today I'm going to carve out a little chunk of time to go glasses shopping.
Nice.
Yes, I'm very excited about that. I'm not sure.
Are you taking a person with you?
I'm taking someone's opinions via phone with me.
Oh, so they get to see you.
Yeah, I'm going to take pictures and say, what do you think of these?
Always have a second person to bounce those off.
Yeah, generally speaking, that's the best idea. But I'm
I'm not sure what the combination is of the chemicals that they use in the pool here at the Roswell Aquatic Center. I just know that it eats this material. It eats this plastic, this kind of polycarbonate. It chews right through it. So don't swim with your glasses. Don't do it. But yeah, I'm very excited to actually be able to see clearly again.
Nice.
Very much looking forward to that.
Clearly now.
Yeah.
It
Should be
get
good.
rained on it. It's apropos.
Yeah, very nice.
But
the rain ain't gone yet, though.
Is our guest here?
I heard
phones ringing and everything. So
I heard voices.
I think we have a guest.
I think so.
Okay, very good. According to my thing, we're going to have Clarissa join us from United Way of Chavez County. This Saturday, March the 16th, is United Way of Chavez County's annual Get Lucky St. Patrick's Day event. Big fundraising event for United Way of Chavez County. So we want you to come out and dance and eat and drink and have fun, bid on the silent auction, play some games, and, of course, help out the United Way, which helps out many, many organizations throughout Chavez County here.
I believe it's 20 at last check.
Yeah, it's a bevy.
20 member organizations.
So we want you to come out and put on your green, have a little Irish dinner and some fun this weekend, and help out charities here in southeast New Mexico, Chavez County in particular.
Yep.
Here. So, I believe it's Clarissa that's going to be here to join us in just a few. Before we do any of that, though, let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Looks like we do have some rain coming up Thursday night and Friday. In the meantime, just sunny, windy, and warm today. A few gusts around 40 miles an hour. Afternoon high will be in the upper 70s. Overnight, a few clouds, low to mid 40s and windy, and then sunshine at upper 60s for the afternoon high on Thursday. Showers get here late Thursday night, and then a few scattered showers on Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 65 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 19%. Winds currently out of the southwest, according to my thing, at 14 miles per hour. My trees aren't moving that hard yet, but we'll see. I could be wrong. We do have a red flag warning that is in effect as we speak, that will remain in effect through 9 p.m. this evening. Expect some patchy blowing dust for this afternoon. Sunny skies otherwise. Highs expected to reach mid-70s today, 76 officially. But southwest winds this morning, 5 to 15 miles per hour. This afternoon, increasing 20 to 30, gusting as high as 40 miles per hour later today. Tonight, patchy blowing dust expected till about 8 p.m., mostly clear after that, with an overnight low of 41 degrees. Winds will still be up out of the west. 15 to 25, gusting as high as 35 miles per hour. Expect winds to drop 5 to 15 after midnight tonight. Thursday, the daytime hours, not too bad. Sunny skies, expect a high near 70 tomorrow, so a little bit cooler. Winds will be out of the west, 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then here comes the rain. Hopefully we get some. Chances are good. We'll see. Thursday night, we're looking at a 50% chance of showers. They say mainly after midnight, mostly cloudy. Expect an overnight low of 43 degrees with northeast winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. For you Friday, we're looking at a 70% chance of showers till about 1 p.m. So early in the day till early afternoon. Skies will be cloudy with a high of only 48 on Friday. North winds 15 to 20 miles per hour. Friday night, we're looking at a 50% chance of showers, cloudy with an overnight low of 43. Saturday, we're looking at a 50% chance at showers, mainly in the early day, before noon. Mostly cloudy otherwise, high of 58 Saturday. 30% chance of rain Saturday night. Otherwise, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 43. Sunday, we're looking at a 50% chance at showers, mostly cloudy, 57. Sunday night, 50% chance of showers, mostly cloudy, 40 for a low. And then a 50% chance of showers Monday when you head back to work and school, mostly cloudy, high of 52. And then it looks like by Tuesday, partly cloudy and 60 sunny. So I think so Thursday night till about Monday, we got pretty good rain chances here. All right, it is 9:21. We're going to take about a 2.5-minute break, and then Clarissa with United Way of Chavez County will join us, talking about getting lucky on Saturday. So that's coming up next. Don't go away.
It takes a long time to develop trust. At LaGrone Funeral Chapel, they've been earning your trust for decades. They understand how important it is to friends and family to celebrate a life in the way you choose. The professionals at LaGrone will ease your stress and anxieties. They'll provide the guidance you need to select a service that's appropriate. And that's what they've been doing for generations, earning your trust and doing the right thing. LaGrone Funeral Chapel and Crematory, 900 South Main in Roswell. Online at LaGroneFuneralChapels.com.
Roswell Honda is doubling down on doubling up. Yup, double your tax refund and march into savings at Roswell Honda. $1,000 get you $2,000, $1,500 get you $3,000, and $2,000, well, that means $4,000 towards your next vehicle. And with a lot full of amazing vehicles, you can double up and save big. Get a 2015 Hyundai Santa Fe, just $289 a month. A 2016 Jeep Cherokee, just $249 a month. Or a 2019 Nissan Versa, just $199 a month. Double up days roll on at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
Hi, this is Melanie from Glenn's Furniture, and I want to tell you about our store-wide sale happening now. All items in every department are on sale. Upgrade your living space with power reclining sofas and love seats or beautiful sectionals with charging ports. Create ambience with amazing table and floor lamps. Get that long-awaited restful night's sleep with the new Serta mattress. Every department is on sale from our existing prices. So come down to Glenn's Furniture on the corner of Union and Alameda, where delivery is free since 1953.
To plant or not to plant? That is the question. Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Our tomato plants and pepper plants are ready to go. If you plant them now, you might have homegrown tomatoes and peppers before anyone else, or the frost might kill them. As Clint Eastwood would say, do you feel lucky? You'll either be the smartest gardener in the county or you'll get to replant them all over again. I say go for it. You'll get more practice and we'll get more business. This is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company, and I apologize to William Shakespeare.
Are you walking around with a space in your mouth from a missing tooth? Are you having difficulty chewing? Or are you holding back on your big smile in those group photos? Hi, this is Dr. Sarah Usher with Carabelli Dental. Did you know that we provide dental implant treatment for our patients? We can help you replace one tooth or all your teeth with dental implants. Why not call our office today? Set up an appointment and let's chat about options that will boost your confidence and allow you to live the life with the smile you want.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental at the corner of 9th and Main in Roswell, or call 575-622-4455.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. There are 293 ways to make change for $1. Try all 293 on the guy who keeps borrowing money from you. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 24 minutes after 9 o'clock, and now officially joining us in the studio, Clarissa's back with us with United Way of Chavez County. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Oh, I'm fabulous.
It's that time of year again. It's hard to believe. It feels like we just did Christmas like last week.
I know.
And now we're all St. Patty's Day and spring, and kids will be graduating from school like next week. It seems like
right. Yeah,
it's just flying.
They say I always tell people it's those old people don't lie. They told you when you got older, things will start flying by faster.
Right.
Things are gonna
Next thing you blink and you're it's all over.
Right. So. It'll be Christmas tomorrow,
Exactly.
and then we'll be working to work for next year's Get Lucky. So, but it's time to get Irish. Get your Irish. Or get your green.
That's
How's
right.
that?
Time for This is now. For how many years now has United Way of Chavez? This is as long as I can remember.
This is our 5th year. We've done it for 5 years. It's maybe 6th year. Yeah.
Now, But so every year, right around St. Patrick's Day, they have their Chavez County United Way has their big Get Lucky evening where it's food and dancing and gaming and silent auctioning and just fun.
It's just a lot of fun. Yeah. It's called Get Lucky. It's the annual fundraiser for United Way.
Is this like your biggest fundraiser?
This is our biggest fundraiser.
Gotcha. I know you do have several things throughout the year, but this is probably the one that garners the most support for United Way.
Yeah, of course, we have our drive that we try to get people to donate on a regular basis, that kind of stuff. But this is our annual fundraiser. Back in the day, we used to do a golf tournament. Mm-hmm. And golf tournaments are great. And we'd make a good little chunk. But the one thing that we were missing on a golf tournament is we were only hitting those golfers.
Sure, there's a certain sect of the population that golf.
Yeah, and that's all that does those golf tournaments.
But we all eat.
Right? we all eat. We all want to dance. We want to have fun. Yeah. And there's something that was missing in Roswell was something to do on St. Patrick's Day.
Sure.
So what do you do on St.
I don't think we have a huge Irish following. I mean, I'm Irish, but I mean, I don't think, we're not in the part of the country where there's just a lot of Irish heritage hanging out here.
Well,
I think.
and we just did an Irish trivia thing or whatever, a St. Patrick's Day trivia thing the other day at the Liberty. It was great. But we found out when we were trying to figure it out, most of that stuff originated in America anyway. So
we'll go with it.
We're just party people. So we just
want an excuse to wear green and eat corned beef and drink some green beer and have some fun. So.
Any excuse to have a great time.
Exactly.
So what was missing in Roswell was something to do on St. Patrick's Day. And so we thought, instead of doing a golf tournament, let's try to do St. Patrick's Day. Maybe we can get a bigger variety of people.
Sure.
We can expose them to United Way.
Absolutely.
Let them know what United Way is about. But at the same time, we'll have a great time. So it's a fun-filled evening. We have, we start with a cocktail hour kind of thing, happy hour-ish. And then we move on to casino gaming.
Mm-hmm.
We have a company that comes in from Lubbock. They're a fabulous company. They bring dealers and tables, blackjack, craps, roulette, a little poker, a little bit of everything.
You get pretty good prizes and everything for if you do win big here.
Right, because there's not gambling. It's just casino gaming, and then you turn. So we give you funny money when you come in the door.
Yeah,
turns into you turn that funny money into tickets that turn into you can draw for different prizes.
Yeah, cool, really nice, beautiful prizes.
We have some great prizes.
Well, if we gave you cash, then we find out real quick that if you win the cash, then we're not raising any money for United Way anymore.
Well,
because you won it all,
right? You get it back.
So we get generous donations from our local merchants and things with some great experiences and great gifts and things like that.
Right.
And so you come and play blackjack or whatever your game of choice is, and if you have a good night, then you're going to come home with a really nice prize.
It's a fun night, and even if you're not a seasoned used to gambling or you don't know how to play blackjack, those dealers are fabulous. So they come and they want you to win.
They educate you too.
Well,
so if you want to learn these games, but you don't want to sit at a thing in Vegas and lose hundreds of dollars before you figure it out,
right? or have people making fun of you or feel the pressure of oh my God, I don't know, do I hit? These ladies will be like, no, normally.
And to be honest, it's a fun table when you always have someone learning the game. Every time I've played blackjack and there's someone kind of new, and usually you get, everyone's very warm and embracing. Except for the one degenerate gambler that's like, you took my card.
Yeah,
that
you
guy.
just ruined the
But
roll.
most people are like, oh, well, okay, you're sitting it there. That's right iffy on a hit line here. If I were you, I'd hit, but some people wouldn't. So, and you get really that good information there.
Right.
And you're right. Because the dealers, obviously they're experts at what they do, or they wouldn't be dealing.
Sure.
And they give you the tips and tricks. So you're like, do you always hit on 17 or do you stay?
Right.
And, they'll be happy to tell you that.
Even if it's one of those things that you probably should hit, and that the dealer knows that maybe you shouldn't, she'll go, are you sure you really want to?
I wouldn't do that.
because in this place they want they want the house to lose on this one.
And then part of that too is the strategy of not only your cards but the other people's cards. So if their cards are all low and you're 17, you're like, well, they might buzz too. And that's what the dealer's trying to tell you. It's like, look at the other players. There's a time to hit and a time not to hit. Maybe this is your time to not hit. But that's you kind of learn those nuances by playing
evening.
this way.
Yeah,
so,
super fun. Casino gaming, like I said, if you don't know how to play, it's not a big deal. They'll teach you, and somebody will, and they're going to take care of you. They want you to win. They want you to have the extra tickets.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's the whole thing. We always tell them,
And if gambling's not your thing, then no big deal. We got dancing, we got dinner, we got a ton of other activities that have nothing to do with the table game.
Right. So the whole time the casino gaming is going on, we have a dance kind of going on. And I always tell people this isn't necessarily like a date night thing, because what usually turns out to be we're doing a lot of line dancing and just kind of individual fun dancing out there.
So come stag and maybe meet a partner.
Yeah. Well, and the DJ's out there playing fun dances and actually the DJ will stand out there and teach us the line dances, the new ones. So she's got.
So you can get educated on your dance moves
get
too.
your
If
dance
you're a
skills
little
going.
rusty on some of that, or not up to the latest trends on line dancing and stuff, you can get up to that on that.
And while that's all going on, we also have we'll be doing some 50-50 card draws kind of things, trying to just draw on some extra things. We also have what we call a whiskey and wine pool.
Okay, explain that for folks that aren't familiar.
So that's a cool thing. We've got a bunch of whiskey and wine that's been donated or somebody brought it to us. and we always tell people it's nothing worth less than $25 on there. It's not going to
top.
Well, it's good, better
not
shelf.
the bottom shelf,
No.
but those top upper shelves of liquor. When you go to the liquor store or your bar, it's the ones higher up on the shelf.
Exactly. So you buy a ticket. They're around $30 or so. I think 33 or something. It's like 3 for $100, and you pull a number. And that each bottle is numbered, and so you pull out number 53. Well, bottle number 53 is some Jameson Irish whiskey or something, or whatever it is. Sure. It's always something worth
something nice.
So it'll be 20. The bottom of the barrel on the alcohol is $25. It could be you could get $100 bottle of wine or whiskey or something. And
I imagine here's what happens too, because everyone, especially whiskey drinkers, some of them are very brand loyal, or some are, and so. So they're all, like you said, good whiskeys. But then there'll be some people, I'm not a Jameson guy, I'm a whatever guy, or whatever it is. And so you might see the swapping out.
Whatever
you like Jameson, right? Well, I love whatever.
Yes.
And,
whatever you want to do with
is.
your, you guys can trade afterwards or whatever, but you just can't open it until you leave. But, so that's a whiskey and wine pool. That's a fun little thing to do.
Because there's beverages and things at the event. You don't need to crack into your winnings until you take it home with you. There.
A super great thing that happened this year is that they opened up the Civic Center to the outside vendors. So now we have Peppers back.
Yes. So Peppers is on the grill for food on Saturday night.
Food and the
Are they doing
bar.
Traditional Irish fare?
Well, we when we started this out, we used to do
it because we're not all corned beef and cabbage eaters.
And we had learned the hard way that corned beef and cabbage on a buffet is not a great idea because it smells horrible.
It is not the most friendly of smelling, but I promise, if you get past that and eat it, it's tasty.
But we did learn
cabbage
that.
has a certain aroma to it that it is not party.
Yeah.
Like when you smell cabbage of a party, one does not think of it as a good party.
Right. So we kind of learned that on the buffet that probably we shouldn't have it sitting out on the buffet.
Right.
So we have kind of just it's a little bit of a traditional. Of course, we have potatoes and greens and all that stuff.
Other Irish fares that don't smell or isn't as aromatic.
Right. Exactly. And then we'll have some desserts that are donated from Albertsons. Has given us some
nice.
fun.
Big thank you to Albertsons. They do a good job.
They are one of our biggest sponsors for this.
It's rare that I go into Albertsons and not leave with something out of the bakery or something out. You know what I mean?
Right.
It could be bagels. It could be a cake or cookies or pie.
Anything.
But rare do I leave out of there. If I did, it was the ultimate discipline and maybe getting yelled at by my wife one day.
Oh, well, not good for you. Yeah, no, it's delicious. They have the stuff at the bakery, but gosh, that deli, you get those chips.
Yeah.
They make those homemade chips there.
Yeah,
they have supposedly the best chicken in the world there. I'm not a big fried chicken, but everybody.
I think their chicken is pretty good.
Yeah,
no complaints from me. Yeah.
So Albertsons, they're a great sponsor. They also help us. Their floral department and a lot of their employees come and help set up. Yeah. So a lot of the decorations and we got like balloon arches and things like that. They're done from Albertsons. So that's a great thing.
Now that we're spring and Easter, it's we do a lot of decorating with flowers and things and gift giving. So either whichever Albertsons you go to, South or here on Second, they have a beautiful floral section in both of them.
Right. So, and like I said, those ladies come and they help us out. And guys, they help us out tremendously. I mean, with the decorations and setting up. And then Marty, the store manager, is on our board. So
awesome.
that helps. So it's great. And she's also on the Get Lucky committee. So
absolutely. So. Speaking of which, could you guys use more volunteers on the United Way side? Like people serving either on the board or on various committees or just helping out with events like this?
Yeah, always. United Way board is a great board to be part of. I've been part of that board for a really long time. I'm probably one of the longest standing board members. The reason it is because it's easy to be part of.
Sure.
You help so many people by being on that board. You're helping people. United Way helps people from babies to old people. It. Yeah, and it's just one shot. You can help it out. It's very organized. We have a lot of great things that go on.
If you're not familiar that way, United Way and United Way of Chaves County, and that's why they're all of the counties and things because we all know United Way is a big huge umbrella organization. But so when you come to the Get Lucky event Saturday and you come out and spend your money and have a good time eating and drinking and gambling and dancing and doing all that stuff, all of that money is going to stay in Chaves County.
Chaves County, every single dime of it stays here. We do not send any of our money out for, you see those internet things, it's administration fees, and so-and-so gets paid $200,000. Well, we do have some administration fees, but we also have some United Way compadres that help us out with those fees.
To kind of cut into that overhead, so more of the donation goes directly to the organization.
So anytime anyone makes a donation to United Way, whether it's through Good Lucky or through the campaign, that money all stays in Chaves County and helps someone in Chaves County or some
And if you're not familiar, United Way, basically, they'll take all this money and give it back to organizations in Chaves County. And pretty much every major charitable organization in town is usually a beneficiary. Everything from Scouting to the Roswell Refuge to Alzheimer's Association to CASA to,
Community Kitchen, Harvest Ministries.
I'm saying things and I'm going to miss a bunch.
So many of them. Big Brothers, Big Sisters. There's so many of them.
Humane Society.
And even if they're not, let's say, one of our agencies at the time, any donation you'd like to make to any nonprofit in the community can go through United Way.
Absolutely.
All you have to do is come in and say, hey, I want this to go to XYZ.
Yeah. You can earmark, talk to your employers. Like if you want to have a allotment taken out of your paycheck each week, $1, $2, whatever it is, and you can earmark that even to specific charities.
Absolutely.
With it. You say, I want to go through United Way, but I want it to go to Scouts, or I want it to go to the Refuge, or whatever.
Yes.
Or you don't have to earmark it, and they will spread it equally among the charities in Chaves County.
That's what happens. If you don't designate your funds, it goes to all of the agencies that we have under our umbrella right now.
And that's my and that's my problem, because all these organizations are worthy of it. So I just say, you know what? Rather than single one out, let me help out everybody as best I can on that one.
And we thank you for that. We thank everybody who does that, because it's a big deal. Everybody has a need out there.
Absolutely.
And we really concentrate on projects, on somebody like they need something, like Community Kitchen needs a new refrigerator or a new oven, or they need to build a new office
if
this
you get a
one
chance,
or whatever. So.
And this will be usually it's like May timeframe. When do y'all do the big members banquet?
Well, we just do it in like August. We'll start our new campaign will start, and then
if you've never been to one of those, you should go to one, because that's when you not only see the impact of United Way, because these organizations come out. Some of them will come up and say, "Hey, with the money for United Way, this is what we did with it," and so you get to. So if you really want to see the fruits of United Way of Chaves County's labor, come to the banquet in August here.
Yeah.
You may already be going because you're a member of one of these organizations,
right?
But get a ticket, go to. It's always good food, whoever hosts it and everything.
Yes.
But you really get to see what happens to all that money and where you see the fruits of that labor.
Yeah, you get to see where the money goes, and you'll see it. Yeah, it's a good thing. United Way is a fun organization. So if you're looking to be a board member, or even want to just help us on one of our committees and stuff like that, or just volunteer on a day, or we can direct you to different agencies. Like
Absolutely.
let's say you're new to the community, you don't really know that what's going on or what the need is in the community. Well, give us a call and we can tell you,
we'll put you in contact with the people that do that kind of thing.
So but one way you can find out is coming to Get Lucky on Saturday.
Absolutely. Again, it's going to be 6 to about 11:30 this
they
Saturday
kick us
night.
out. They kick us out about 11:30.
Yeah, about 11:30. You're like, all right, we're ready to go home.
Yeah.
Smelled enough cabbage.
Yeah, right. They're ready for us to go home.
But now you can still get tickets.
Absolutely.
Is the best way to call, or is there should they go to the United Way Facebook or something?
You can do the Facebook. We do have a Venmo that you can do, but if you call 622-4150, we'll get you. We'll either get you tickets right there, or we'll send a board member to you to get the tickets.
And if you get advance tickets, you'll save $15 or $60 in advance.
Yeah.
But if you do space out and forget, come on down Saturday night. It'll be $75. No worries. Your extra $15 going to United Way.
Going to United Way. It's all
this is
going
one that's okay to pay to not get a sale on. We do want to inform people this is a 21 over event because of the drinking, and this is not a family night. This This is adult night.
Right. Well, it can be a family night if your children are over the
If your
21.
family, if you got 21 and over kids,
Yes.
then bring them on down.
Yeah, I have
Make
a
one the
couple.
DD to get your butt
That's
home.
that's exactly. And if you don't have one, we'll find you one before you if you needed one. That's for sure. But yeah, it's a fun-filled evening. And like I said, we start at 6:00. We want to start with our cocktail hour, and then we open the tables. The tables go for a while, and then after the tables are done, we start doing the drawing for all the different prizes.
Okay.
So that'll
dinner's
happen.
usually about 7:30.
Yeah, the dinner will be right about probably about 6:30. You know?
Okay,
So
so
yeah, it'll start early because it's kind of a
cocktail
buffet.
half
Yeah, so. But we call it a cocktail hour because we leave it an open bar
Bottoms
for the
up, I'm
first hour,
hungry.
right? And then the second time, then you come in and it'll turn to a cash bar later in the evening.
Good deal.
Like I said, it's all done by Peppers. Peppers, we're so grateful to have them back. It was a great deal.
We're excited for them to. They always do great jobs.
They
at
do a great
everything
job.
They do, so.
It was such a great thing when the city council voted to let us have outside vendors besides the Civic Center. So it was nice. Gives us an option.
Well,
so.
and let's face it, that Civic Center is for everyone, locals and for out of town, and for the big events, it's great to have their own facilities to do that kind of thing. But things like this, that's Roswell, and it's uniquely Roswell. It's traditions of Roswell. These tentpole events like this one, you kind of come to expect certain things, and having Peppers a part of that is part of that tradition. So it's great to see that's back into the fold.
Yes,
here,
we love it, and we love Adam. He's also a board
the Rowe
member.
family's very big supporters of the community.
Yes, they are.
In many, I don't know how many different organizations have things going on, and there's Peppers supporting
They're
it in some way,
touching
shape,
them
or form.
every way. So so we'll have great food. We'll have great bar service all night. All by Peppers. Like I said, we'll be doing dancing throughout the evening.
Yeah.
There's also a photo booth, so you can
have fun with that.
Capture your
Make
memory,
great memories and moments and everything.
Yes, and we
Wear
have the whiskey
green.
and wine.
You got to come in green.
And wear green.
This is the whole point of the party, is to come in green, because if not, you will get pinched.
Right.
And probably as the night progresses, the more, because once you have a few drinks in you're going to get more pinches. So do yourself a favor. Make your green visible. Don't be the green stripe on your sock or green underwear person.
Yeah, I have green eyes. No. And honestly, we actually have some stuff at the door. If you do
Designated
forget,
green.
We have some necklaces, some pins, some hair
so
things.
come in very green, and they'll green you up some more.
Yeah,
as
we'll
you come in.
get some blinky light headband or something like that.
Otherwise, if it's like big glasses or something, you're going to have to wear it all night. And at some point, you'll get tired of wearing it, but you can't take it off because it's your only green.
Yeah, right. So I mean, St. Patrick's Day is on the 17th, but this year it's on the 16th here because of it being on a Sunday. Well, we missed out on St. Patrick's Day being on a Saturday because of leap year. So
it's true.
Oh, well.
So you'll use St. Patty's Day to recover.
Right,
Get ready. Get your rest and recoup for Monday when you head back to school or work in these cases.
Right. You can celebrate being Irish on Saturday and then recover on Sunday.
It really is a lot of fun. If you come and hang out, mingle, come meet some new people. Like you said, bring your date and come that way. Or if you don't have a date, come and meet one.
Yeah,
there's a lot of single folks coming there. If you're looking to, I'm sure they're looking for dance partners and dinner partners too. So
even if you don't want a date or whatever, it's a great way you can be single. You're playing casino games all night, so you're really just it's just you having a great time by yourself.
Local, live here in Roswell, I guarantee there's going to be someone there because
Absolutely.
It's Roswell and everybody knows everybody.
That's right.
And it's a very popular event. There'll be a couple hundred people there doing their thing, dancing and having fun.
Right.
Odds are you're probably going to know one or two of them.
Right, exactly. But we want you to get your tickets ahead of time. Honestly, it works for us because then we know who to expect.
The Rowe family needs a heads up, and I know we're days away, and they're probably already pulling their hair like, I need numbers, I need numbers.
Yes, we're kind of giving them a little bit of a number today, and then maybe we'll touch on it again on Friday.
Yeah.
We really got inundated at the door last year with a lot of people buying at the door, so we didn't have, it was all the same price. That's why this year we were like, you know what, let's make it more appealing to buy them ahead of time so we have the numbers.
$15.
Well, and we weren't ready for them last year. We had to bring tables out and stuff. It was kind of
it's a good problem.
It was a great problem, but we really want you to encourage everybody.
Help them out.
It's $60.
Yeah.
It's a fun evening, but $60 a person. It's a fun evening. You can, like I said, you get dinner, you get a cocktail hour on that, dancing, everything. Come and enjoy your time.
Probably walk away with some whiskey if you play your cards.
Well,
right?
and you can do that too if you buy the extra. That's kind of an extra thing you have to buy in the whiskey and wine pool.
It's still a fun thing to get involved with.
You take a picture, enjoy your night, and it's just a fun-filled night, and it's all to help United Way of Chaves County.
If you love a lot of things in our community, it is impacted because of events like this. When you see the kids doing scouting and sports, and when you see these other youth organizations, or you see the domestic violence shelter able to do it, help folks that need it, or animals, somewhere. The Humane Society, these other things, whatever your passion is in the community, everyone has a passion. Odds are United Way is impacting it in some way, shape, or form.
Yes.
So please, if you've got a free Saturday night, put on your green duds, get your tickets now, or if you want to procrastinate, we'll take your extra $15. But maybe call ahead. Hey, I'm coming, but I'm paying $75.
Yeah,
so put
maybe.
2 down and I'll pay $75.
But like I said, you can buy them ahead of time. You can call us at the office, 622-4150. It's United Way of Chaves County. There's also a Facebook you can do. We've set up a Venmo so you can pay that way. Maybe have the tickets at the door if you don't know a board member. But most United Way board members have tickets available
in hand and
ready to go. I have some right here if anybody wants them. So
reach out, or if you know a United Way board member, just reach out to them, phone, text, however you normally communicate with them, and they'll get you tickets. But the event is Saturday night. It all gets underway at 6 p.m. And please get your tickets now. If not, you're going to have to pay $75 at the door. But please, if you can, if you know it's we're free, go ahead and call or get online today and get that locked down. That way they can give Adam some good numbers, and Adam won't pull his hair out, so he's got know how much food to cook, and that way we don't have as many people overrunning the door here with tickets.
Right. Give us a call. Let us know you want some tickets. Like I said, we have Venmo. Or the United Way office is in Penn Plaza. It's on the second floor of Penn Plaza as well. So if you need to go there, you can do that too.
It's a beautiful building. If you've never been there, it's a good excuse to walk around and check it out.
And we are so grateful to them. They donate that space for us. So we're able to use, and thank you to them.
Nicest building in town. I mean, people could probably make arguments, but it's a pretty classy building.
It's a very nice building. They take care of it very well, and we're very thankful to them for letting us have the space there.
I feel like my posture changes when I walk in that building. It's like, I shouldn't slump in this building.
Well, good.
My grandma's in my ear.
Good for you. Good for you.
But come have fun with us Saturday night. Come dance. Come have great food. Come play some casino games, and let's break records for this year.
Right.
You know how you always see the needle move. You always the progress report. Let's blow the lid off of that thing here.
Let's make it happen. Yeah.
And this event is a big part in doing that. This is that's what moves the needle most is this event right here. We greatly appreciate the donations, the allotments out of paychecks and all that great stuff. But what really pays the bills is you guys coming out and dancing and gambling and having fun and eating with us here on Saturday.
Right. You just come out on Saturday, 6 o'clock at the Civic Center. Come out and get lucky.
That's right. Who knows? Come out and brag, because you might be the one winning these cool prizes. You might have their clean house.
Right.
I got whiskey. I won a poker. I did pretty good tonight.
Got some great prizes. I'm good to go. So,
and my belly's full of meat. I'm pretty happy.
Yes, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, and you don't want to miss it. It really is a fun evening if you can make it. 21 and over.
Yeah.
Come
and if
come
you want to learn more
alone.
about being involved with United Way, reach out to any of the board members or any of the folks that are there kind of running the event. And they'll be happy to talk to you.
Well, we'll be there
and get you involved
all evening, kind of flashing pictures and letting people know the different agencies that we help, as well as the different sponsors that have helped us put this event on, because this event can't just come on by itself.
It takes a group of people.
Yes.
Well, everything you enjoy on Saturday night, a business or organization busted a hump to make sure it is available to you.
Yeah, we have a
Whether it's
lot
cooking
of great
food
sponsors.
or providing some of these great gifts to making sure that the gambling's happening, the dancing's happening, everything's happening.
Everything's happening. Yeah, it wouldn't happen without our sponsors and without the community always supporting United Way. So, but this is another way to help out United Way. You can do it and come and have a great time.
Absolutely. So please come out Saturday night again at the Roswell Convention and Civic Center. 6 p.m. is when I guess curtains up for the night here.
Right.
Come on out and come ready to eat, dance, and have some fun.
Have a lot of fun. And like I said, if you're looking for tickets, call the United Way of Chaves County office, 622-4150. Log on to Facebook, something like that. Get a hold of any Get Lucky committee member.
If you don't have the number, if you space out, call us here. I'll make sure you get it to you or whatever.
Yeah. So.
And on the interview here, we can have Roy put it in the comments too there so people see it. So.
Perfect. Well,
Good
great.
deal.
Well, we thank you guys for supporting us always.
Anytime,
doing this.
and glad to see we're getting lucky again and still keeping the tradition alive. So
every year, we'll keep this going as much as we can. It's always around St. Patrick's Day. Again, we can't, St. Patrick's Day is on the 17th every year. So next year, I think it'll be on a Monday. So we'll do it probably before St. Patrick's Day next year. But, look forward to United Way and helping us out if you can.
Mike, I'm going to take a guess, and it'll probably be about 5-6 years when it's on a Friday that you could probably do it.
Well, probably. And by then, leap year will come again.
That's right.
And we're
it'll
going to do it all over again.
Oh, well. Well, as always, thank you, Clarissa.
You.
We appreciate it. And anything United Way needs to we can help with, let us know. And
awesome.
We'll make it happen.
We appreciate you. Thank you.
Good deal. All right. It is 9:51. This morning's just zipping by. It's almost 10 o'clock already. All right, let's pause for news, your Hannity update, Wall Street business update as well.
Now, your Pecos Valley news update. I'm Jared Cirillo. The Roswell Police Department has a new official patch, a symbol of the department worn on the shoulders of officers' uniforms, and the image of which is used on various RPD, printed, and online materials. The new patch contains elements connecting it not only to the police department, but also the city of Roswell, the state of New Mexico, and the Roswell community's long association with UFO lore. The patch includes the city's logo, of course, a Zia symbol, a pair of small alien faces, and the phrasing, "Protect and serve those that land here." We have a traffic alert for you now. Motorists are being asked to use some extra caution on West Brasher Road in Roswell between South Main Street and Washington Avenue the rest of this week. Construction crews will be inserting cameras into manholes in order to inspect storm drainage lines underneath the road. That section of West Brasher Road will remain open during the work, but traffic control measures will be in place. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
Your morning cup of Sean. This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
Burr was very clear, though. He didn't exonerate Biden over his mishandling of classified documents, which makes the decision all the more absolutely it's inexplicable. How could you basically be saying, well, we think he's too old and we think he's, too incompetent to stand trial, but not say it because you don't want to ruin his presidential chances? As mad as Democrats were, and they were absolutely nuts today. They went insane. That shouldn't have factored in. And if we're going to treat Donald Trump one way, you got to treat the other guy the same way. But this is Biden's Justice Department that's allowing this. Her, when asked if Biden was outright innocent, says, that conclusion is not reflected in my report.
The conservative underground meets later today on the Sean Hannity Show.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Looks like we do have some rain coming up Thursday night and Friday. In the meantime, just sunny, windy, and warm today. A few gusts around 40 miles an hour. Afternoon high will be in the upper 70s. Overnight, a few clouds, low to mid 40s and windy, and then sunshine at upper 60s for the afternoon high on Thursday. Showers get here late Thursday night, and then a few scattered showers on Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. Wall Street opened mixed this morning as traders hold on to hopes that it won't be long before the Federal Reserve begins to cut interest rates, perhaps in June. The Fed's main interest rate is at its highest level since 2001. The central bank hiked rates repeatedly in a bid to fight inflation, which remains stubbornly persistent. U.S. lawmakers are threatening to ban TikTok, but also say they're giving its Chinese parent company ByteDance a chance to keep it running. Legislation pending in Congress requires ByteDance to divest itself of TikTok or see the popular video sharing app banned in the U.S. Discount retailer Dollar Tree plans to close 600 of its Family Dollar stores this year after falling short of earnings expectations. Dollar Tree reports a $1.71 billion loss in its fiscal fourth quarter. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
At Richland Motors, it's never been easier to sell or trade your current car, truck, or SUV for a newer model to hit the road in. Even if you don't purchase from Richland, they want to buy your vehicle for top dollar. But if you do buy from Richland, don't forget, they're the home of the powertrain warranty for life. That's a whole lot of confidence for you. See Richland for details, 2nd and Sycamore, and 1309 Southeast Main.
It's that time again for Central Valley Electric Cooperative's annual meeting, so mark your calendar for Saturday, March 16th. The drive-through meeting will be at the Bulldog Bowl parking lot, and the first 200 registered members will receive a $50 gift card, a goodie bag, and be entered for a chance to win a door prize. CVE is your co-op. Use your power and come vote at the annual meeting. You can drive through anytime between 9 a.m. and noon on Saturday, March 16th. Hope to see you there.
Hi, this is Melanie from Glenn's Furniture, and I want to tell you about our store-wide sale happening now. All items in every department are on sale. Upgrade your living space with power reclining sofas and love seats or beautiful sectionals with charging ports. Create ambience with amazing table and floor lamps. Get that long-awaited restful night's sleep with the new Serta mattress. Every department is on sale from our existing prices, so come down to Glenn's Furniture on the corner of Union and Alameda, where delivery is free since 1953.
Artesia General Hospital's family practice providers support the healthcare needs of every member in your family, no matter their age. With locations in Artesia and Carlsbad, our compassionate experts offer a full range of primary services and can help manage chronic conditions, treat illness and injury, and coordinate specialty care. Whether you need a medical provider for your entire family or are getting on track with your annual checkup, we're here for you. Reach out today at artesiageneral.com/family.
We teach our kids to say please and thank you to total strangers, but we get so familiar in our marriages and families, we stop being polite to each other. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and my wife, Miss Julie Smotherman, for the Joy of Marriage.
In the love chapter of 1 Corinthians 13, it says that love is patient and kind. Love is not jealous or boastful or proud or rude. We emphasize being polite to each other in our family, which promotes an attitude of respect and brings peace in our home. Remember your manners with the person you love the most. Appreciate the things they do for you and let them know.
Being polite to each other can help you avoid conflict. Let's be polite to strangers, but let's not give our best to the people we don't live with. Let's give our best to each other.
If you have any questions or would like further information about the Joy of Marriage Ministry, please go to jomconference.com.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The U.S. Treasury once considered producing donut-shaped coins. They instead decided to go with coin-shaped donuts. Here's Mike Winters.
And we're closing in on 10 o'clock. That's going to do it for us. If you missed any part of the show, I invite you to check it out at your leisure. Just go log on to ksvptv.com. Click on the Mornings with Mike Winters channel. We've got it there. We had Janine Best with the Chaves County Federated Republican Women join us in the 7 o'clock hour, talking about their meeting next Wednesday. Brian Luck, superintendent for the Roswell Independent School District, gave us the highlights from a school board meeting in the 8 o'clock hour. And then Clarissa with United Way joined us talking about their Get Lucky event Saturday night out at the convention center. So all of that there and more. Check it out at your leisure. Have an amazing day. Thank you so much for allowing us to be a part of it. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, or Roswell, New Mexico.
Here's this hour from townhall.com. I'm